ears and get ready for the Pete Santilli Show. Pete Santilli telling you the truth, whether you like it or not.
Good evening.
Good evening.
What's going on with the volume?
Wow. Listen to that. Hello,
What?
everyone.
Is it low?
It was a little. I think you got it now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We're doing good now. Top
doing
of the
great.
evening to each and every one of you on this Tuesday, October 23rd. We've got 13 days until Election Day. 13 days. Wow. Good evening, Jason and Angie Gannon and Jeff Horton. If you want to talk to me, I actually will be looking at the YouTube live chat room because it's such a vigorous group of patriots over there. Welcome to each and every one of you to this live broadcast. We broadcast live at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m.
Yes.
And Deb's got a wild hair up her butt. She wants to do like an extra one in the afternoon, an afternoon update.
I do.
Especially because we're on the front doorstep of the most important election of our lifetime. Why is that so delayed like that? Oh, my goodness. We're doing good. We're streaming out fine.
We're streaming out fine. Everybody's...
Hello to Periscope. Hello to YouTube. How are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Passing through just joined. Welcome. You guys hit that heart button over there on Periscope. So I'm looking at both the Periscope chat room. We always have a small group there, but it's very vigorous.
Yeah. And
Welcome, Periscope.
And I'm checking out Facebook over here. Hello, Brian and Kathy. Let's see who else. Nita Niece is in here. Patricia Vaughn. Hey, Patricia. And Deborah Curley Torres. Yes. How's everybody doing? Thanks for joining us.
Deanna McIntyre, thank you very much. And Deanna, if you could let everybody know the mod. How come we're so light on the mods? We had 15 mods at one point in time, all in the room, and a couple of non-mods with no bones. But tonight we got Angie and Deanna. Let everybody know that if people actually submit their super chat questions or comments, I will address them at the end of the show. I will do that. I think that's a neat little question and answer session. It'll allow me to have some interactivity with our listening audience, and I appreciate your support as well. Is so vital right now with supporting independent media. As you guys know, independent media is just taking an absolute pummeling as far as demonetization. The Marxists have choked off. Just like they started. Do you remember back with Lois Lerner? Lois Lerner cutting off all of the nonprofit organizations that filed for their nonprofit status, and they couldn't get their status. They couldn't do any fundraising. They couldn't do anything. It all began back then. It's just been this slow choking off by these Marxists, these deep staters behind the scenes, cutting off the merchant credit card processing for gun stores.
Oh, it's amazing. And this has been happening for a while.
Long time, years now.
Yeah.
Yep.
It started with Barack Obama. He initiated the Operation Choke Point.
Choke Point, that's right.
And that was in 2008. And it was meant to stop prostitutes and drug runners like gang members and people like that from being able to launder money, right? Mm-hmm. And then they turned it against the Tea Party, and now they're using it on patriots. And Alex Jones is slowly becoming a victim of that. If the bank, the Federal Reserve, flags you
download
and with direction by the Department of Justice, they will shut off your banking because of things they don't like you saying. And so that's how they're doing it to us now.
They've been doing it slowly, incrementally. I say very effectively because we went from making $3,000 a month consistently just on YouTube advertising.
Sure.
And then Adpocalypse came. They cut all of that off. And the only support that we get, I mean, outside of, $15-20 of advertising, that they benefit from all of our content, by the way.
Absolutely.
They run
Sure
ads
they do.
on top of our stuff. They just say, oh, your content's not ad friendly, and we'll run our own. They run their own ads. They've got their advertising. They make all of the money. All the money flows to a bunch of, we won't pick on YouTube right now. We just won't.
Yeah.
Watch Kiki.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
But listen, there's a big documentary that came out, and it's called The Creepy Line. What's his name? Jordan Peterson is actually in that movie. I like Jordan Peterson. I think he does very serious work. It's a great documentary that exposes Facebook and Google's stranglehold on our minds.
Right.
We need to I'm not going to spin off on a tangent, I promise. I won't, but I want to see that documentary.
Right.
I think I may take a look at it tonight. But listen, we've got a busy show, a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. One thing I wanted to open up by saying is that as per the headline, everyone needs to recognize we're going to talk about our election and how close I believe we are because of the topics that we're going to discuss. We're literally one vote away from Marxism. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
If these Marxists, and by the way, I'm not speaking to Democrats right now, okay? Can you imagine if these Marxists take control of the House with Nancy Pelosi in charge? Can you imagine that? What life will be like? It's beyond gridlock. I mean, these people have been setting the stage telling Silicon Valley, we're going to take charge. You better ban Alex Jones completely. I mean, he just had 4 of his last accounts banned on Twitter. Can't even live stream anymore. Anywhere.
Right.
Nowhere. All of his accounts were whacked. What I want you guys to do is, here, I'm going to put this up on the screen here. Give me just a second. I'm switching up here.
Yeah, and eventually that's going to happen to all of us. There is no doubt about that, especially the people that they don't like. Now, we were watching Alex Jones today, and Alex Jones says that, they don't get rid of the people who are wrong, right? Right now, the purge isn't about getting rid of people who are doing bad things. It's about getting rid of the people who are right and people who are putting out a good message. So,
Do you
I
remember
agree with that.
We got into this because of the attitude towards the mainstream media lying to us.
Right.
So there was this thing called the truth movement that came about.
Yes.
Right? And then we actually coined the term that they're fake news. It's all fake. It's scripted. CNN, we catch them all the time. Now they're on the internet saying, oh, we want to get rid of fake news. And they're deleting everybody that called them lying fake newsers.
Correct.
They just took the gun barrel and pointed it at us.
Right.
And
remarkable,
huh?
And the truth movement came about because of the internet. I would say it was in full swing in 2007 when YouTube came about, Facebook, Twitter, all of those. A lot of people jumped on board, and people are saying now, like, I see people, especially even people in my own family, say,
I see dead people.
Well, I see them on social media interacting, and they're posting things like, please stop being political. I come here to connect with my family and to show everybody pictures.
Where do they say that?
Things like that. On Facebook. I mean, that's what families are saying. People who are disconnected, people who don't get into the political realm of anything. They just live their life and let the powers that be just do whatever. And I would say that's probably the majority of Americans, unfortunately. But they say those things and they don't understand that isn't really how Facebook and Twitter and YouTube were used in the beginning, right? It was used to push out a political message. And then with Ron Paul, I think in 2007, it really showed the other politicians the power of social media. Probably in a presidential campaign election year, Ron Paul was probably the first to use social media in a way that nobody else had ever used it, and was successful at it, raising $6 million in one day. And when he did that, everyone was completely shocked by that, including President Barack Obama, who then went on before and after he was elected that first time, to build one of the biggest online campaigns to ever hit the internet. So for people to say that Facebook and all of these other social media platforms shouldn't be political platforms, I think they missed the boat. I think they missed the point. And I think they missed what made these platforms popular in the first place. And it created and it gave birth to the truth movement and being able to spread that message more effectively.
Yeah, but now they're, don't say that, hell, no, to socialism, says Warrior Gal. Welcome, Warrior Gal. Hey, let me say hello to our peeps in, just real quick, we got a nice little group there in Periscope.
Sure.
Butterfly Wings, Harley Guy, Passing Through. I already said hello. John Wall, welcome. Magic Doc 777 first. Super hard, thanks. And Fire Captain. Okay, you guys are talking to each other. I thought you guys were saying, Pete, don't say that, says Warrior. No, we're one vote away from Marxism, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to say it. You know, in this first little, we've got some housekeeping items. The first thing that I want to talk to you about, especially in light of what's going on with Alex Jones. Okay, I've put in the description box, and we'll have it in there for you militia members. For those of you that have time on your hands and you want to help restream content, Infowars has already given permission to restream their content. He said that. Don't put Infowars in the title. You will be shut down.
Right.
If you do that, you will be shut down. Mm-hmm. They have specifically these filthy, seething Marxists. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah. I won't give the other descriptives that I normally do. Deb doesn't like that.
I know.
Stop saying that. I don't like when you say pus-filled.
I know.
That's what they are.
It's like the whole pus-filled thing. You're just like, oh, my goodness.
We're going to talk about Megyn Kelly. You know, what does one get when you go into hang out at the sewage plant? You start smelling like sewage. But anyways, I digress. OBS Studios. Go download that. Click that link. You can set it up. I actually walk you through how to set up OBS and restream our content, restream Infowars content.
But make sure you relabel it.
Make sure you relabel it. You will be shut down. Our live stream link, I just want to remind everybody to see our live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Why is the live stream not coming up? There it is. PeteLive.tv. No matter where we are broadcasting live, you go to PeteLive.tv. Don't forget that. And also, you can call in. And the telephone number is 563-999-1449. We'll be taking your calls. Looks like we've got a couple callers on the line. Clyde in Beulah, Colorado is on the line. Muted. And there we go. And Clyde, just a quick sound check here in our first little, as we kick the show off. How are we sounding right now? Pretty good?
Well, you're clear, but volume is low.
The volume is low.
Oh, freaking get it. I didn't touch a thing since the last time we broadcast.
So weird. It is so weird.
How's that even possible?
Well, that's how computers are,
I didn't touch a thing. Huh?
We're going to rename this.
How about now?
Good.
Okay, we're good. Thank you. Thank you, Clyde. I appreciate it. All right, thank
we'll
you.
be
So
back with Clyde here in just a few minutes.
make sure
I
that
almost
you
called
guys
him Hal.
click that link. Go check out the OBS studios.
Yeah, and you guys,
okay?
that means you can stream out to your own channels and
then-
do it
yes.
professionally. You guys will love it.
And then also remember that your super chats, when you support us, just remember to deliver content to you on all of our audio and audio streaming and video streaming. The overhead, we do this professionally, full time. This is the way independent media works. You support us, we come back to work every day. We're literally living day to day. With your support, we come back to work tomorrow.
That's it.
Without your support, you basically will be stuck with free Anderson Pooper Nez. Good luck with that. Okay?
Facebook approved.
Yeah, and I don't mean that in a
YouTube
disparaging way.
approved. Yeah.
Actually, our supporters are very loving supporters.
They are. They're fantastic.
When you super chat us, this makes it a little bit more engaging than just providing support. I'll actually do a Q&A for our super chat contributors.
Sure.
Okay? All right. Now, let's get to the news of the day. You ready? House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy says we're no longer just Republicans versus Democrats. It's America versus, and he waters it down, he calls it socialism. It's worse than that. As the Democrats drift further leftward into openly embracing socialism. These are Marxists, ladies and gentlemen. House Majority Leader Representative Kevin McCarthy warns the political battle ahead of the midterm elections just 2 weeks from now is no longer a traditional partisan battle. And I agree with this. Instead, it is one where the country must confront and reject extreme ideas from the left. The debate today is different than the one we had before the Republicans versus Democrats on the size of what government can be, McCarthy said in an exclusive interview on Breitbart News Daily on SiriusXM. You hit the nail on the head. It's no longer Republicans versus Democrats. It's America versus socialism. The movement in this Democratic Party towards clear socialism. That's what we're doing on healthcare. Government run. It's all government telling you what to do, when to do it, instead of unshackling and unleashing the great powers of liberty and freedom. Now, you guys, if you're not recognizing what's going on, I'm not going to pick on the people on Facebook. I'm going to pick on the corporation called Facebook. Facebook has set up a war room. That war room, that war that they're launching, they're pretending to do it towards Russian bots, and they're literally whacking all the conservatives. These are the Marxists behind the technocratic machine that is essentially trying to eliminate any dissenting speech. You call them Marxists? Oh, you're deleted. That's not friendly. You know what? Who the hell are you to determine what's friendly? You're not friendly. Your existence is not friendly. Your entire existence is not friendly. Well, you got to be more positive. Yes, when you're in a concentration camp, getting gassed at the gas chamber, that's a happy day. That's what we want for communists. We want them putting gas chambers, right? Mao Zedong wasn't a nice guy. You would want him in a gas chamber, would you not? Che Guevara, that kind of guy. Socialist, militant. They don't deserve to be walking around handing out leaflets, okay? Oh, that's kind of rough, Pete. Gas chambering. Okay, let's just do it the American way. Just go to war with you and shoot you. How about that?
Yeah,
That's what we normally do to communists.
Yeah, today I
We
was
used to do that. Now we have to be nice to them on Twitter.
Today I was thinking about that. I was like, how do we approach this conversation without people getting totally pissed off? I mean, people get pissed off if you say
Towards communists, you
we're
mean?
all Marxist enablers, you know. They get really upset over that. And you know, it's like so how do we approach this conversation without people getting angry,
Actually,
or feeling, you know? And here's what I thought. A lot of folks out there who follow
it's
us.
called cognitive dissonance. I don't care if you're pissed off.
Okay, well,
right? That's
all
what
right,
it is.
Right. So
Is it not?
it is cognitive dissonance. It
Yes.
is. I have it too. But listen, I was thinking about this and I was like, well, a lot of the people that follow us call themselves Christians, right? I mean, everybody does. And a lot of people have read the Bible, know it inside and out. Well, one of the ways God corrected a situation when they were coming into the promised land after they had been in the desert for 40 years wandering around, was that he told Joshua, he said, when you go there, destroy everything and don't bring anything back to your camp. Don't bring anything back because and I'm paraphrasing here. Basically, he's telling them because you'll get infiltrated. Don't bring the people back. Don't bring their idols back. Don't bring back their traditions because sooner or later they will take over and they will destroy you. They will destroy everything that you believe in. They'll plant seeds of doubt, right? They'll take over. And what happened? They did it anyway. They went against what God said and the direction that he gave them. So it was called the scorched earth policy. Mm-hmm. God was the first one who ever gave that command, right? To do the scorched earth policy. Make sure that you don't let them come in. And unfortunately for the United States of America, it's kind of too late. I mean, I hate to say, but as individuals, it's not too late. We still have the right to stand up and say something. Are we being heard? And are we going to push it to the point where we are being heard? We have a president now who has pushed back against this globalization. I call it the New World Order. It's one and the same. We have a president that has pushed back against that, and they don't like it at all. And so now they're just doing everything that they can. Are we going to allow it? And, it's like inviting a liberal, to your house to live with you. I mean, and I'm talking a hardcore liberal. Sooner or later, you might find yourself compromising with that person. You have to be extremely careful.
Joe Tunar says in Periscope, he says, what's up with this crap traffic of yours now, man? A drag queen and a sandwich maker are winning at the moment. And you call that winning. And no offense, you're absolutely correct. I have, 7,000 plus. I used to have over 100,000, but they said that, I was too politically polarizing. They deleted that Twitter account. Okay. I was ranked among the top 30 people on Twitter. And they said I was too controversial.
Right.
So they had to clean that up. They deleted that. So I have 7,000 fans, but those people don't get notified. Okay.
No.
Because they're
pushing. We're so shadow banned.
They're pushing the drag queens and they want you making sandwiches and they want you being just prepared to make babies that Jack over there at Twitter can bang. Their whole little cabal of pedos, or not, maybe he doesn't bang them. He just references pedo talk and code about banging little kids.
Yeah, well.
Like making the good pasta. That's what they want for you. They want you to make your 1.5 babies that they can actually use in some satanic ritual at the local abortion clinic. What's that all about?
Yeah.
We got a guest coming on.
On Halloween, actually.
On Halloween.
Yeah.
That we'll be talking about just that. Actually performing satanic rituals at the local Planned Parenthood.
That's right.
A real deal person.
He's a former Satanist who has been reborn and saved, right? And he's going to be coming on Halloween, right? I'll give his name out as we get a little bit closer. But, I was reading through his stuff today and his books and his mission. Wow. What a story this guy is going to tell.
Yes,
wow.
Absolutely. Can't wait to have him on. But listen, this latest caravan of thousands of prospective illegal aliens streaming from Central America through Mexico to the U.S. border right now. McCarthy said people in the United States should be upset because in Congress, we had to put a bill on the floor for immigration reform that would deal with this and end catch and release, and not one Democrat voted for it. Not one voted for it. McCarthy, as Breitbart News has previously exclusively reported, has put forward legislation that would fully fund President Trump's planned border wall along the U.S. border with Mexico. And speaking of building a wall, Jeremy Harrell, the artist that made that song, Build the Wall, he's going to be joining me for a great discussion, as I always have with him. He's coming on as a guest in the second hour to talk about building a wall and talk about the state of affairs in America, and also to talk about the election night coverage that I'm going to be doing with him. I'll be honored to join him on election night for election night coverage. A real ex-Satanist. That's right, Warrior over there. And just to let you know, I'm just scanning through. Okay. Whenever I ask for super chats, we don't get any super chats.
Right.
Maybe I should stop talking about super chats.
No, somebody did give you a super
They did?
chat,
What
by the way. Said, no question, I'm just doing it because I wanted to donate. So.
No, Kirk, yeah, I'm going to address you. I'm actually going to read that at the, I'll read that comment. Thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. It would fully fund the wall. You're watching individuals try to come and just cross the Rio Grande and not have any wall there and just move right across. I've literally watched this take place, okay? Let me go to Judge Janine talking about this military threat by President Trump. He's threatening to use the military to stop this migrant caravan, and I believe that it should be done. But listen to what she has to say. I think this is pretty powerful stuff right here. No. Oh, my goodness. Give me a second.
Did you lose your audio?
Thousands of illegals pouring into our nation. The military needs to be deployed to our southern border immediately to stop the caravan of thousands of illegals pouring into our nation. Right now is a very dangerous time for Americans. Border control is essential to your safety and the safety of your family. The military, the National Guard, ICE, Border Patrol, and DHS needs to block this caravan from entering our nation.
Have you seen, all of you Americans, Democrats, Republicans, it doesn't matter. All of you Americans, have you actually opened up your U.S. Constitution and read Article 4, Section 4 of the U.S. Constitution? Have you taken a look at it? Let's take a look at, because, by the way, there's a guarantee that we are to be a Republican form of government contained in therein. Before I read that to you, it's crystal clear. Any dingaling can read this thing and find out what the obligation is of the President of the United States and our Congress to protect our borders. Before we do get to that, I want to introduce you to a very, very important, and he's going to be coming on, by the way, Brother Doc from Brother Doc's Beef Jerky is going to be joining us as a guest because his health is coming up to speed. His family business is Brother Doc's Beef Jerky, okay? Do you want to support the show? Purchase the best jerky, the best. It is absolutely a fact. Okay?
It's amazing.
I haven't been promoting it as much as I should have, but you guys are going to be getting to know Brother Doc a little bit better here in the coming days when he comes to see us. But Brother Doc's Beef Jerky, if you click on the link, thePeteSantilliShow.com/jerky.
Yeah.
One bite of Brother Doc's Beef Jerky, and you are a believer.
Yeah.
And we actually get orders all the time. It helps what?
I keep saying yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm used to it.
Am I driving you crazy yet?
Say amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Yes. There you go.
Gee, thanks, Pete.
Well, no, that's okay. One bite and you're a believer. Actually, as the girl said over at Right Side Broadcasting Network, by the way, did you hear what they said? They said just make sure you're filling dead air. There you go.
And that's it.
That's it. That's all you need to worry about. They talked about that. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But
So I wanted.
anyways, let me.
Well, I wanted to tell everybody just very, very quickly that I have lost 55 pounds. Pete's right at that too, where we've lost that. Brother Doc's Beef Jerky. is we're on a high protein, low carb. The barbecue mesquite and many of the other flavorful stuff there, jerky there is very low in carb. And he has a lot of choices that are low in carb. Barbecue mesquite is 4 carbs for the whole pack, and man, it is just great. It's one of our go-to treats.
Brother
right?
Doc's beef jerky. You order jerky from Brother Doc's. You support his business. His small business is much more important than just a small business. But I'm going to leave the best for the interview that I'm going to do with him. But the best products all the way around.
There
all
you
right.
go.
So I just wanted to mention that to you guys. All right. Back to Judge Janine. And before we do, I'm going to read you Article 4, Section 4. The United States, listen closely, shall guarantee. But by the way, this hasn't been amended. So what does that mean when it's not amended, Deb Jordan?
When
It's
it's
the
not
U.S. Constitution. It hasn't been amended. It's written as I'm going to read it,
right.
which means what?
And that means it's in full effect.
It's the law.
It's the law.
This is the law.
That's right.
The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government and, you ready? And what does shall mean? Maybe kind of, sort of, if we think about it, or what does shall mean? I'll answer the question. It's very definitively, you must, okay? Protect
Right,
each of
you
them.
must.
Okay, and shall protect each of them against invasion. What does that mean? What is this right here? This is an invasion. Against invasion. And on an application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against what? Domestic violence. That is per Article 4, Section 4. There is a mandate. There's an obligation that the executive branch and the United States government has in a contract, which is the law, which has not been amended. This is the law that I just read to you. Any ding-a-ling Democrat, and I'm going to say you're a ding-a-ling Democrat if you don't know what it is, because you're so brainwashed to think that reading the Constitution is domestic terrorism. That's how dumbed down you've become. You know, when somebody says, oh, constitutionally, oh, you're a sovereign citizen, aren't you? Listen to how stupid you are. We're talking about the law, and you've been conditioned to think that me talking about the law is domestic terrorism. That's how dumbed down we've become. No wonder why you're Googling the Falcons. Right?
Yeah. No wonder football's trending.
No wonder why. Please don't go out driving around either. You might crash into somebody with your dumb dubbiness.
Now, I'm not saying they're all criminals. What I am asking is, who are they? What I am saying is, I want to vet them, screen them. I want to find out who among them is a criminal, who among them is a gang member, like the notorious MS-13 gang members who arrogantly rode into our United States by invitation during the Obama years and are now in New York and elsewhere brutally and savagely murdering innocent American citizens. I want to know who is a pedophile, who is a sex offender, who thinks they're entitled to beat their wives.
I am now hearing, and this is very, very important, there are plenty of journalists that are down on the border right now. There's also lawyers. Judicial Watch has sent a team down there to the Mexico-Guatemala border, right? You got Jorge Ramos saying, oh, these are nice people that we're bringing in here. You know, he doesn't freaking know. He has no idea who they are. What are you going by, Jorge? You going by their looks? Huh? Oh, they just want to come to America for jobs. Well, we don't freaking have any, okay? Not for illegal aliens. Come in and assimilate. Stop burning flags. They insist on coming to the United States for jobs. We're not some freaking, listen, we're not a convenience store to be looted, okay? You can't just say, let's cause chaos and then go in and steal all their corn nuts and their freaking tequila. You can't do that. We're not a liquor store you can loot. Sorry. We're the United States of America. Earn a living. You're welcome to come into the convenience store and make your purchase with the money that you earned. Okay? You can't demand to come in and get your high-top sneakers and your big screen TV because of civil unrest. That's not how we work. You'll be shot on the spot, right? We're going to protect our business, aren't we? Isn't that what happens when businesses get looted? They can actually shoot people.
Yeah, it's happening more and more.
It's happening more and more.
Yes.
Businesses have a right to protect their merchandise. We have a right to protect our life, our liberty, and our property. It's guaranteed. Here in this little thing that you've been brainwashed to believe is some domestic terrorist document, right? And if people are like, oh, Pete Santilli, you got to say that nicer because you could attract more bees with honey. That's for the frickin' gooftards, okay? That's for other people. I'm not a diplomat. I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. Sometimes it sounds real rough, but here we are 13 days from an election, okay? And I need you guys to snap out of it real quick. Seriously, you have to say, is he talking about me? The only people that would be offended by what I said are the freaking dinglings, right? So if you're a dingling, I want you to be upset and snap out of it, right? I know, but if you say it nicer to me, then maybe I won't be a Marxist minion. Oh, okay. Let me know how that works out for you. If you want to be mollycoddled, go freaking get pasta tweets from Jack, okay? He'll mollycoddle you. He's molding and shaping and sculpting your little freaking, your tweet feed, okay? He'll mollycoddle you, but unfortunately, he's not going to mollycoddle you into the direction where you need to go, and that is towards freedom and sovereignty, right? Oh, he said sovereign. He's a sovereign citizen. Huh? Go look up sovereignty, dingling. Right? Am I in rare form today?
You're in very rare form today.
That's right. I'm not about collecting bees with honey or whatever that stupid analogy is. I'm Pete Santilli. Okay?
If we had $1 for every time somebody gave you that advice, you would start charging people to say that.
No, okay. Well, first of all, I'm a United States Marine. Don't call me in for a diplomatic resolution. I blow shit up, okay?
That's what you do.
We come in and kill people and blow stuff up. That's why the Marines get called. I'm called to arms here to speak of the truth, right? Armed with the truth and information, of course. Don't get all scared because I might say gun. You know, all of you sensitive little gunless freaking libtards.
I want to know who has an alcohol problem, who has a drug problem, who likes to drive drunk, and who has no problem hauling drugs for the cartel. And if you can prove that you're not one of them or any other kind of criminal, I want to know what you have to offer us. What do you bring to this great nation?
How about if we do it like when my family came here? You can't come here unless you have a job and a sponsor. Somebody that's going to be responsible for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
My mom came here working. I think her first job was working as a dishwasher, I think, at Danny's Pizzeria.
Right.
Uncle Danny brought her over here, right?
That's right. She had a job when she got here.
She was a seamstress. She got another job like right away. And none of my family members, they all had jobs when they came here.
Right.
They had sponsors, right? How about one person comes in, one person goes to work? You can actually buy your corn nuts at the convenience store instead of looting it. How about that? Let's try that. No, they insist on coming over the border.
What are you going to contribute? Why should we be proud to count you as an American, other than adding to the Democrats' voting bloc and continuing the mob?
That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm also hearing right now through Judicial Watch that the caravan was being organized and prompted and shuttled up here by Americans. There must be an investigation as to who's putting this together.
That's right.
Because we're now discovering that it was Americans that were doing that. Americans that were timing it, okay? Now, don't give me your little George Soros. Somebody blew up something in George Soros's mailbox, okay? Because patriots don't do that. They don't. And anybody that wants to put a bomb in George Soros's mouth, I believe that guy needs to be arrested, tried, and convicted for crimes against humanity. I'd rather have that. Angie Smith with a super chat. Thank you very much. But I believe that guy needs to be arrested, tried, and convicted for crimes against humanity. He's a Nazi enabler. You know, I don't think that he deserves to be have a bomb in his mouth. That is so leftist. What kind of? I mean,
it really, really is.
It really is.
Okay?
They're using that to say, oh, they're trying to bring violence against our hero, George Soros, the Nazi enabler, right? They're all like defending George Soros.
Aren't they?
First of all, I denounce anybody that puts a bomb in a mailbox, okay? Second of all, I smell a libtard. They probably saw U.S. on the outside of it and freaking got triggered. So let's blow it up. It says U.S. Anything, American, United States, right?
Right.
Who the hell puts a bomb in a mailbox to go, and I don't know if I should say this, but because I'm not advocating for violence. I don't want anybody to do that. But I don't think patriots are going to sit there and say, let's go put a bomb in a mailbox and at George Soros's. No, I think they're going to be a little bit more on target.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it sounds pretty leftist to me, too.
A patriot's not going to put a bomb in a mailbox. That sounds like freaking...
It's so beneath them.
That sounds like Bill Ayers.
Right.
Sounds like some professor, right?
Yeah.
Let's put a bomb in a mailbox. That sounds like people that don't have guns.
Well, Bill Ayers is a little bit different. He was extremely, extremely radical. They had plans.
I didn't say that he wasn't. I'm saying that's his type of idea.
Yeah,
is putting bombs in mailboxes.
Well, they were building a bomb, and it blew up on them. But they were gonna kill.
Listen,
they were gonna kill people with it. They had every plan to do that.
This is how I know it's fake. You want to know how I know it's fake? Because everyone's running around saying, see, Fox News and John Hannity, you're inciting, your rhetoric is causing people to put bombs in mailboxes. I'm like,
that is such a false flag.
Cue the freaking trolls, right? Okay. Scene number 1, put bomb in mailbox. Scene number 2, cue the trolls on Twitter to blame it on Sean Hannity.
Yeah.
Sean, that's so stupid.
It's all so contrived.
We want people that run around doing bombs. Are you kidding me? We got the freaking military to come kick your ass. Why do we need to put bombs in Soros's? We got the Department of Justice. We can freaking SWAT team them. We could have President Trump whip up a freaking drone strike against the guy. We don't need some gooftard putting bombs in mailboxes. That's a Bill Ayers leftist tactic. And then your whole Twitter troll thing saying the rhetoric needs to stop. Okay.
Sure.
Why don't we script that one so perfectly? Huh? You know what? Hey, did I tell you guys about CBD oil? I haven't been talking about it enough. I haven't been talking about CBD oil enough.
And guess what?
What?
Our listeners are buying the dog treats. We just had somebody who signed up to buy it monthly.
Yes.
I saw in the chat room, and they said that, and another person, one of our moderators said that their dog actually drools when they start to give it to them because they love them so much. So yeah,
very helpful. And you can actually go. I put the link in there. The PeteSantilliShow.com/hemp is a link that you can click. Did I put the new links in the show sheet? But they're down below. You can actually find those links. They were replaced. I don't know why, but that's okay. It'll actually get you there. The PeteSantilliShow.com/hemp. I actually changed the links to PeteLive.tv/CBD. So that's another way. If that is the link that's in the episode. Okay, here, you know what I want to do right now? You don't mind if tell everyone my favorite product.
Your favorite product, let's see, is the oil, right? HempWorks oil, and the Dab Puff. It's called Dab Puff. It was invented by our friend Mike Arnold.
Mike Arnold,
right? He's an attorney there in Eugene, Oregon. He invented this, and it gives a measured dose, And Pete loves this thing.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's an inhaler like that. And I'm going to get a blast. It's legal.
Yes.
And it's got CBD. And it takes the edge off because I'm just really agitated right now. Right? No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't
He's
happen.
kidding. He's not agitated. There you go. There you go.
There you go.
And it's
Blast
a
of
measured
CBD.
dose, right?
All right. You
Yeah.
can't get the Dad Puff yet, but you will be able to get it through us. We're going to be an authorized distributor, but we're an authorized affiliate of HempWorks. You can find us on our website and click the link. So there you go. Good stuff, right?
Yeah, everybody's raving about it.
No, they're
Everybody
great.
who's
They
ordered
really,
it
really
that we
are.
know.
You guys are going to love it. And
Yeah.
guess what? Those products are made in the United States of America.
That's right.
Let me take
Kentucky.
a quick call from Todd. Let me take a quick call here from Todd in Long Beach. What's up, Todd?
Oh, I've been, thank you for your products there, by the way. I've got some things on order from some of your sponsors.
Thank you so much. They're
question.
great. Mm-hmm.
I got a question, and this has been going in my head, and I almost think I should go back to college and get a JDL. That's a Juris Doctorate in Law.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me that Silicon Valley has, in whole shot, violated the premise that if they're going to operate as a business on U.S. soil, they have to agree to constitutionalities. Hence, freedom of speech and the other necessities that are under there of the Constitution. And, we can always people can go back and put Bill of Rights and all that other stuff. I don't care. But the point is when a business operates, especially in the stock exchange, they have to agree to constitutionalities. And it seems like this whole shutdown of AJ, what's the other show that comes on YouTube?
The President.
The President.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm surprised. So think about it. These companies and these CEOs have signed agreements that are
Dude, they've sworn an oath. They swore an
that
oath.
are tied. They're tied to the Constitution. And if they shut down First Amendment, that's no longer a constitutionality. So we are in a crisis because either you're going to have a First Amendment or a Second Amendment or a third, or we're just going to go into pure dictatorship and go like Russia did with the ideologues. And with those ideologues, it's shown that it could last from 52 under Stalin to when did he die? And then you had the others coming after him. Khrushchev, Gorbachev, of course, was the perestroika stuff that really just decimated the infrastructure of the KGB and the politicos, ideologues of Russia.
Dude,
Leo Lawanta bankrupting them by buying the rubles on the open market, which he did. He went through India and all kinds of places. I've heard the story.
Yes.
But the point is if we have a constitution and these companies have agreed to participate in the constitutional spirit and spirit of the law, then to shut anybody down for speaking anything is a violation of the law.
You hit it. You hit it when you said constitutional crisis. We are in a constitutional crisis right now. Dude, I was declared to be, check this out, a sovereign citizen domestic terrorist. First of all, everyone should want to be a sovereign citizen, but I'm not a sovereign citizen as they define them. Secondly, being a constitutionalist is not domestic terrorism unless you're a tyrant. Unless you're a tyrant trying to decimate
I
our
think
Constitution.
It's the word that you're a constitutionalist scares the bejeebers out of them, because if you remember and you study our wonderful so-called political critters, Congress critters, most of them claim to be lawyers, right? Okay? Well, how is it that we find out that a lot of these people are not lawyers at all, indeed, and some have even paid people to take their tests for them so that they can get a passing grade? Okay, none of them are above like somebody like Ron Paul that has a doctorate in medicine. His son has a doctorate in dentistry, I think. Okay, and on and on and on it goes. And when anybody that has any sort of levelness of their head and understanding the law as perceived, because you have de jure, de facto. De facto is what it is. De jure is really what's going to happen, okay? And you see that this is all de jure, not de facto, because if we had de facto, people would be doing the law. But we have an FBI that's been, since its inception, out of control. CIA, since its inception, out of control. DEA, since its inception, out of control. ATF, NIA, NSA, DIA. Okay, I know all the functionalities. I've had friends that come out of all those places. Okay, and I've even trained some of those to perform as an air marshal, just to let you know. So we have a problem with the idea of the law being adhered to, in which it's not. And so we have a major problem with, if they're signing on to the Constitution and yet they shut people down, where is the NCAA and all this other horse shit or whatever, ACLU or NAACP, which, and you study those people and you all already know that they have people like Margaret Sanger and people like that in them. So it doesn't surprise me that they don't spring at the idea of a class action lawsuit, which would involve yourself and many others and AJ, InfoWars. And I'm just going to say something. I don't support Alex Jones on everything. Okay. I get his coffee every month. And I enjoy it when he's not screaming his head off. Other than that, I'll listen to him if he's level. Okay, I can't take the screaming. I'm 54. I do a lot of MMA. My thoughts are very high all day, especially after 3 degrees, traveling the world, serving in the Marine Corps. You can't return back to stupidity. Your mind is always thinking and trying to push forward ideas that will make your own life better, your children, and those around you, because your legacy is not how many people you destroyed and screwed up and taken advantage of, but what you left behind as a human being. Who did you help? Mm-hmm. Okay. Jesus said, whose face is on the coin? Well, it's Caesar's. Well, render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's, and render unto God's what is God. What's God's work? Mm-hmm. Taking care of the poor, helping the widowed, helping people like you. I swear to you, I think about you quite a bit, Pete. And I would like everybody involved on the prosecution end that did you wrong. I'd like to, if their males get testicular cancer and die on the spot. If they're a woman, they can get.
No, you know what I want?
Yes.
No, I want a slower. No. I want a slower death. You know what I want for them? No, hold on a second. I want to torture them with the Pete Santilli show, one episode at a time. That's what I want. I want them to know.
Hey, Pete, you know what?
What?
Why waste our time? They violated, in my opinion, every right that you had, even at the federal level, and the cover-up is so insinuous.
Dude, you know what I found out in the federal court?
Flip-flopping. Oh, well, hang on. Everybody heard what you went through. The judge is flipping everywhere, and now you can do this, and then you can't do that, and now you can do this, and then you can't do that. This is admissible, and that's not. And fully given, and our courts are rigged because they give the prosecution fair game.
Thank you for calling.
All information and all data and details and the habeas corpus.
Yes, habeas corpus.
So that they can do their job.
And Peter Stupis. Oh my God, and habeas corpus and all that stuff. And anyways, I'm sorry. Thank you very much. You're making you're giving me a headache about habeas corpus. You said habeas corpus. I got a migraine really quick. I had people sending me habeas corpuses, and I sat there and rotted for 619 days. None of that stuff. This is what I was trying to squeeze in. Your Constitution, when you're in the federal court system, is null and void. How do I know this? I know it personally and firsthand. Your constitutional rights, once you cross the Rubicon, per se, right? Is it the Rubicon? No.
Yes.
Once you cross into the realm of the federal judiciary, you have lost all of your constitutional rights. I tore up my Constitution, and I said, this thing is only as strong as the people that are on the outside of these walls right here. They can do whatever they want with you, okay? And the only thing that got me out of that was God. Really. He got me out of that situation. And I'm going to do what I call Peter boarding, okay? I'm not even going to sue them. I'm going to torture them. Stephen Myrie, okay, listens to this show. I know he does. He's an obsessed effing criminal troll, okay? And he's tuning in, and he listens. That guy is the bottom of the barrel. And I'm going to make sure that he just drinks himself into agreeing with me before the end of a 3-hour show, okay? Peter boarding. That's what we'll call it. Anyways, let me finish up here with Jeanine Pirro. Just real quick, more commentary. I love her commentary.
Mentality that you have already exhibited, you're proficient at. Now, if you're not a criminal, I want you to get to the back of the line behind everyone else who waited for a visa, came here legally, hired a lawyer, learned American history, and swore allegiance to this great nation. And only then am I interested in even talking to you about entering. I, for one, am sick and tired of the sense of entitlement that illegals have to enter this country and then immediately claim their constitutional rights as they carry the flags, not of America, but the flags of their country.
I'm finished with that. Okay, we're going to defend our nation. We will defend our nation. I'm going to continue this discussion with Jeremy Harrell. He says build a wall. He's been saying it for a while. Way before everybody said build a wall. Both him and President Trump are calling for the building of the wall. But he's going to be joining me here after the top of the hour news break, ladies and gentlemen. Jeremy Harrell coming up. Right after this, you guys stay right there, okay? Don't go away. And don't forget your Super Chats. I have them here. I have a special window for your Super Chats to address at the end of the show.
Telling you the truth, whether you like it or not.
Hello there. I noticed that you're one of the people who supports Pete Santilli on his webpage. I just want you to know that thousands of us are very, very angry, and soon that's going to be 100,000, perhaps even millions of us, very, very angry at this man who said that he would like to Hillary Clinton in the...
What difference at this point does it make?
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump is embracing the term nationalist to describe himself.
After using the term at a political rally in Texas this week, the president is again describing himself as a nationalist.
I'm proud of our country, and I am a nationalist. It's a word that hasn't been used too much. Some people use it, but I'm very proud. I think it should be brought back.
He tells reporters there are no racist overtones in using the term. Instead, he says he loves America and wants fair treatment in trade deals and financial transactions. Greg Clugston, the White House.
Vice President Mike Pence says the U.S. will respond to Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi's killing.
This morning, Turkey's president said through an interpreter Khashoggi's death was not because of a fist fight, as the Saudis have said,
but rather the result of a planned operation.
At a Washington Post event, Pence called it a premeditated killing.
This brutal murder of a journalist, of an innocent man, of a dissident, will not go without an American response.
He's not saying what that might be or whether Saudi royals might be sanctioned, noting CIA Chief Gina Haspel is among U.S. officials reviewing intelligence in Turkey. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has announced that visas of some Saudi officials will be revoked. Sandra Day O'Connor, the first woman on the Supreme Court, announced Tuesday in a frank and personal letter that she's been diagnosed with the beginning stages of dementia, probably Alzheimer's disease. The 88-year-old's letter was addressed to friends and fellow Americans. It was also a farewell of sorts from a woman who is not only a trailblazer for women in the law, but also for much of her quarter century on the High Court, a key vote on issues central to American life. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 126 points. The Nasdaq dropped 31. The S&P lower by 15. Oil down to $66.43 a barrel. This is SRN News.
From sweet and spicy to fiery, bold, and full of flavor, Brother Doc's is not your typical beef jerky. Never dry and brittle. This jerky comes beautifully packaged with large cuts of meat that are moist, tender, and chewy from beginning to end. Brother Doc's recipes contain the highest quality ingredients that result in innovative flavor masterpieces, like orange teriyaki, barbecue mesquite, and their signature bold pepper flavors properly named Volcano and Burnout. Moderate pricing and great flavor will have you in beef jerky heaven. Go to sbn.buzz/brotherdocs to place your order so Doc knows you heard about him here on the Pete Santilli Show. It's true what they say about Brother Doc's beef jerky. One bite and you'll be a believer too.
Right now, it looks like Republicans will hold on to the Senate.
The GOP's narrow advantage in the upper house is what allowed President Trump to successfully place 2 conservative justices on the Supreme Court, and Democrats would like to change that. But the latest estimate by Real Clear Politics indicates that Republicans will hold 53 seats in the Senate after next month's election. 538's latest model also gives the GOP a 78% chance of holding the Senate. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
The American pastor recently released after 2 years of confinement in Turkey is describing his ordeal. Andrew Brunson says he was deprived of books, even a Bible, for long stretches of time. For 8 months, he spent 24 hours a day with more than 20 men in a cell designed for less than half that many. The pastor tells the 700 Club, quote, "I didn't do very well. It was very high stress, and I was sleeping only 3 or 4 hours a day." This is SRN News. Here's the SRN News Business Brief.
Walmart announcing steps aimed at better competing with Amazon.
Walmart says it's going to work with third-party sellers to make millions of items available for free 2-day shipping on orders over $35. Previously, only select items were eligible for free 2-day shipping. The company is also simplifying the returns process for eligible products bought from its marketplace sellers. That includes allowing shoppers to return the items at any of its 4,700 stores. Rich Thomason reporting.
President Trump criticizing globalism today at a get-together at the White House.
Call me a nationalist if you'd like, but I don't want companies leaving. I don't want them firing all their people, going to another country.
The president addressed state and local leaders from California, Hawaii, and Alaska at a White House conference this afternoon. On Wall Street, after some very steep losses, the Dow came back a bit. It closed down by 126 points. With business, I'm Bob Agnew.
More details at srnnews.com. I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
The following program may not be suitable for millennials under the age of 40. Parental discretion is strongly advised.
And now, the most offensive radio talk show host on the planet, Pete Santilli.
Okay, we're waiting for Jeremy Harrell to connect. And let me turn this down. I got speakers on in the background. Jeremy Harrell will be connecting with us here momentarily. But in the meantime, while Deb is getting that set up, I want to go over the important news of the day, and that is Sarah Carter, a contributing war correspondent, national security expert, was down there on the border. I covered this morning if you caught the show this morning. But Guatemalan intelligence discovered people from India, Bangladesh, Africa had also joined in with the caravan. I bumped into a number of young MS-13 gang members, Judicial Watch, Chris Farrell, and Guatemalan Secretary of Strategic Intelligence, Mario Duarte, on the border with me. Judicial Watch has reported that they're covering the caravan crisis from the Guatemalan-Honduran border this week and observed that the popular mainstream media narrative of desperate migrants, many of them women and children seeking a better life, is hardly accurate. Young men and gangbangers are marching towards the U.S. yelling, basically, death to President Trump. Okay? These are the people that want us to kindly accept them. They're demanding. I think they must have been tipped off by Nancy Pelosi that they have a lot of support by the Marxists. But besides gang members and mobs of young, angry men, the Central American caravan making its way into the United States also consists of... Hold on a second. Consists of what? Hold on a second. The caravan, countries listed above as others, criminal elements and gang members. There are also large groups of men, some of the criminal histories, aggressively demanding that the U.S. take them in during a visit to the Guatemalan town of Chiquimula, whatever that town is. I've never heard of it. But here, let's blow this up and look at it because they've done some extensive research down there on the border. 35 miles from the Honduran border, Judicial Watch encountered a rowdy group of about 600 men, ages 17 to 40, marching north on a narrow two-lane highway. Among them was a 40-year-old Honduran man who previously lived in the United States for decades and got deported. His English was quite good, and he said his kids and girlfriend lived in the United States. Another man in his 30s contradicted media reports that caravan participants are fleeing violence and fear for their life. We're not scared, he said, waving his index fingers. As others around him nodded in agreement, we're going to the United States to get jobs. Others chanted, Vamos para a la Trump. We're coming, Trump, as they clenched their fist in the air. We need money and food, said the 29-year-old man who made the trek with his 21-year-old brother. All of the migrants interviewed by Judicial Watch repeated the same rehearsed line when asked who organized the caravan, insisting it was a spontaneous event, even though there were clearly organizers shouting instructions in Spanish and putting select persons in front of the cameras for interviews. That's how they do it. They script it. They mold it. They shape it. They do everything just about the same that they do in your threads on social media. They craft their little Edwin Bernays PR campaign. Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez, a conservative, said in a local newspaper report that leftist interests seeking to destabilize the country are manipulating migrants. Women and children are being used without regard to the risks to their lives, Hernandez said. The irregular mobilization was organized for political reasons to negatively affect the governance and image of Honduras and to destabilize the peace of neighboring countries. This is the president of that country is saying this. This isn't Pete Santilli on the Pete Santilli Show. Guatemala is Jeremy going to be joining me, by the way? Or should I just shut this down here? Deb Jordan. Okay. Deb Jordan, did you step away? Okay, never mind. It's the Pete Santilli Show. There we go. The show must go on. Here's the exclusive raw video caravan migrants from all over the world. Let's take a look at this.
De China, había indios, había gente de Brasil, había gente de todas partes del mundo. ¿Verdad? ¿Qué es lo que nos motiva al emigrante a ir para allá?
Ellos fueron con ellos estuvieron
lo del dólar.
Ellos estuvieron conmigo en el mismo grupo, el primer grupo que cuando trataste de venir la primera vez, la gente de China, la gente de otros países, de Brasil.
Den permiso ahí, por favor.
Pero, ¿quiere que hablemos con él?
Why is he shooing people away?
Yeah, I don't know.
If anything happens, they got
Oh, yeah. I can swing this up.
Venimos a ver qué tienen que decir, a ver su parte de lo que está pasando, cómo ustedes, qué quieren lograr.
Nosotros queremos trabajo, estudio,
Vamos por oportunidad de trabajo porque en nuestro país no hay. Si uno va al hospital, lo que le dan son recetas para que uno las vaya a comprar.
¿Y usted ha llegado a los Estados Unidos en algún momento?
No, primera vez que voy.
¿Cómo usted supo de esta caravana? ¿Cómo se unió a este grupo?
How did you hear about this
Tengo
caravan?
3 días de estar en el albergue de allá de...
Pero ¿cómo al principio en Honduras?
Por las noticias, dijeron van a hacer una reunión para que...
¿En las noticias, en la televisión, en el radio?
¿Sí?
On the news. What did I tell you?
En las noticias
van a
de
hacer
televisión.
un grupo en San Pedro, ahí empezó y después uno salió de las casas. No es porque por movimientos políticos ni por nada, es por nuestros propios méritos que andamos aquí. Aquí nadie nos anda dando comida ni nada, solo nos ayudó.
What have I told you about the CIA operations in Guatemala? Okay, everyone that came out of Guatemala and headed towards the United States found out about it on the news. They said, go to America, they're going to take care of you. That's a CIA operation.
It sure is.
That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what President Trump needs to do is before he launches the military on the border, he needs to drone strike the CIA headquarters.
Right.
Get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're the most destructive force. They're running drugs, they're running guns, and they're running a freaking human trafficking network. Why would he not want to do that? Why would he not want to get rid of the CIA with a drone strike? Humanity would be better served that way. Mm-hmm. Okay? All of you, quote unquote, good CIA agents, I would recommend you evacuate the building before he does that.
Yeah, well, if he gets voted in, I would not be surprised if he doesn't get rid of the CIA, the FBI, at least tweak it a little, right?
Tweak it? Stop the drug running, stop the gun running, and stop the human trafficking.
That's right.
A big, huge tweak.
Yes.
No hay empleo, no hay trabajo.
There's no jobs. There's nothing.
Esto es un grupo tan grande y organizado y yo quería saber cómo es que sucedió que se unieron tanto.
Más que todo peleamos gracias a Dios, mire, nosotros estamos, verdad, emigrando.
He didn't answer the question. Okay, he said, "Oh, because there's no jobs." He said, "How did you get together such a large group?"
Nuestro país, porque no hay empleo, por falta de una educación, más que todo nosotros estamos haciendo, verdad, de irnos de nuestro país, mucha violencia, muchos jóvenes que, verdad, es triste ver un ser querido de nuestras familias.
¿Qué edad tiene usted?
Yo tengo 21 años.
21 años. ¿Y usted ha ido a los Estados Unidos? ¿Usted está encargado aquí? Porque veo que porque veo que asigna a la gente.
Controlamos un poco para que todos caminemos en buen orden, que no haya, que vayamos en orden, que no dejemos basura.
¿Cómo usted supo de esta caravana? ¿Cómo se unió? Ella dijo en la noticia, ¿hay otras maneras de que esto
fue el viernes antepasado, en que en HCH anunciaron que una señora decía de que se iba a formar una caravana.
Oh, from the news. Yes, the caravan was broadcast on the news again. That's the CIA, kind of like how they hijacked CNN. You know, they just hand it off to their counterparts, their CIA counterparts at CNN. The domestic enemy called CNN. The enemy of the American people called CIANN.
De apellido Chinchilla, y dijo de que se iba a formar una caravana para venir a Estados Unidos a buscar trabajo, inmigrar, ¿verdad? Pero en ningún momento se formó de decir que era política ni nada, sino que todo aquel voluntario que se quería unirse, que lo uniera, como que él me diga, vámonos para Estados Unidos, ya somos 2, yo le digo a otro y somos 3, ¿verdad? De esa forma se fue viviendo, los departamentos escuchamos porque unos se hicieron famosos, a cada ratito escuchamos y aquí andamos de todo lo que es todo Honduras.
Y por eso nosotros decidimos, ¿verdad? Además que todo a dedicarlos, ¿verdad? A hacer una mejor vida.
¿Hasta dónde piensan ustedes llegar?
Nosotros, hasta donde Dios lo permita.
Hasta donde Dios quiera.
Pero idealmente, si pudieran decidir, ¿hasta dónde quisieran llegar?
No, nosotros lo que le pedimos, ¿verdad? Llegar a Estados Unidos, que los ayuden, que nosotros hacemos, ¿verdad? No porque queremos, sino porque necesitamos, ¿verdad? De un trabajo, necesitamos de un...
¿Y usted ha ido a los Estados Unidos en algún momento?
No he ido, pero sí tengo familiares allá y la verdad es que usted sabe que le echan la mano, como decimos nosotros. Y todos queremos que no los cuenten, queremos descubrirlo nosotros mismos. Ya no queremos pobreza, queremos trabajar. La gente que usted mira acá no inmigra porque va huyendo de que nos maten. Huyimos porque queremos trabajar.
Not all of us are running away from violence, he says.
Queremos mantener a nuestros hijos algo mejor.
Gracias a los guatemaltecos que ellos les están abriendo las puertas, ellos los están ayudando.
Sí. En una entrevista dijo
sabemos de que le pedimos.
Gracias.
Organized, they talk to them. The people that are getting in front of the cameras are, the prettier, better scripted people, of course, to convey a certain type of messaging to the world. And then the other people that don't know any better, that are just being trafficked, they stay in the background.
Mm-hmm.
This is a CIA Marxist operation.
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The president needs to use military force to oppose this. Great work by Judicial Watch. They're the ones that got this.
Yeah, very, very, very good. Sure is.
Very amazing.
It's freaking amazing.
Here they are.
No.
Entonces, porque ¿cómo que sí o no? No entiendo.
Pero te estoy diciendo que si yo estoy haciendo lo mismo que tú, si tú estás entrevistando a alguien, yo no voy a interrumpirte.
Respeto, yo te estoy faltando.
Pero te estoy diciendo que si yo estoy haciendo lo mismo que tú, si tú estás entrevistando a alguien, yo no voy a
yo te estoy
interrumpirte.
guardando respeto, yo no te estoy faltando respeto en ningún momento a ti.
Por Dios de la vida.
This guy's interrupting conversations with the media, right? In front of the camera. Why are they intervening? Interfering with the conversations with the people that are in front of the camera. Seems like they're getting an awful lot of support with people that have nice golf shirts.
I know, isn't it?
Yeah. Can you say UNNGO? Huh?
Todos los días le suben más las cosas. Ponen más cara la comida. 23 años.
I want comida, right? We heard about it on the news. That's what everyone's saying.
Here we go.
Yeah, the news told them to go.
Sí, en la noticia.
¿Y cómo se pusieron de acuerdo dónde van a verse para
no, cada quien sale así, nos encontramos en el camino todos.
Y se unieron. ¿Y hasta dónde esperan llegar?
la caravana de la pobreza.
En este grupo, ¿cuántas personas hay?
Aquí vamos más de 3,000 personas.
No, yo digo en este inmediato, porque hemos hablado con otros grupos.
How many people are there?
¿Cuánto en este grupo?
Más o menos, ¿cuánta gente hay?
4.500, mínimo 4.500. Casi 4.500.
Pero en este grupo inmediato.
Casi 4.500 personas vienen.
Okay, just in this one image alone, okay?
Wow.
How many of these people can you say are not criminals with absolute certainty? How many? You got Jorge Ramos that is with people walking up in the back, right? And he's like, oh, these people are just workers. He doesn't know.
Oh, he doesn't.
You have to screen them.
How
you need
could
to
he
do a
know?
background. He doesn't. It's just propaganda. It's bull crap. You don't know. These people should not be allowed to proceed into Mexico, let alone the United States of America. But they're given food. They're told by the news, go join up here. This is where they're at. Thank you, CIA. Appreciate you conveying that message to everybody. Okay, so thanks to Judicial Watch. Thanks to Sarah Carter for her coverage as well down there on the border. Thanks to Sarah Carter, investigating and finding out the truth about what's going on. Again, I'm going to say it again, all right? CIANN is the enemy of the American people. They are calling these people migrants on a journey, okay? That's what they're promoting. It's a Marxist agenda. And they are literally helping to traffic potential terrorists into the United States of America. I think President Trump should launch a drone strike against CNN and the CIA all on the same day, right? Mm-hmm. They should. On both. Why would he not want to drone strike CNN? They're actually helping to facilitate. They're all saying, we heard about it on the news. Oh, what is the news saying? They're helping to traffic potential terrorists and criminals into the United States of America. I'd say they're pretty complicit based on what everybody's telling us that they heard it on the news. Mm-hmm. Oh, but I'm the fake news. I get deleted.
Yeah, and on the news, too, they're already talking about the women and children coming to the border, and a lot of this, I really do believe that the reason they are pushing this so hard and orchestrating this is because the midterms are coming up and they want Donald Trump to look bad. And they are hoping that when they make it to the border...
It's a gift from God, actually. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I think it's going to backfire on them. I'm with
backfiring.
You. I think that they really truly do believe that when these people get to the border, that any way President Trump handles this is going to be bad press. They're going to, he's going to try to be tough on them like he was before, right? And I don't think that he's going to buckle as easily this time. I really don't. I don't.
I'm going to call, and let's segue to the next report here. I'm going to call this right here. This is yet another. This is fake. Okay, this is fake. Deb, you and I don't know of anyone. Mm-hmm. I don't even know of groups of. I mean, there are individual gooftards. They need to be found out, arrested, and put away for a long time for doing this. There are individuals. I'm not thinking that this explosive device found at George Soros's home, okay, is what they're trying to portray it to be. Because I'm watching everybody online blame it on Sean Hannity, okay? They're blaming it on President Trump, and they're blaming it on rhetoric. That's something that George Soros money can buy. He whipped up this firestorm. Because if the Patriots wanted George Soros, the crazy ones, he wouldn't survive. Okay?
That's right.
He wouldn't survive. It's not the Patriots that are doing it because George Soros is still alive. Okay? And that's not what they do. They're not going to go kill George Soros. But if they wanted to, he would not be alive.
And they certainly wouldn't give him a warning.
They wouldn't give him a warning. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's how the Patriots will defend our country. But I don't even think that George Soros just needs to be arrested, tried, and convicted. This isn't somebody you go kill. This is somebody you let just die a slow death in the federal court system.
Yeah.
Right?
No kidding.
No, nobody wants to go after this guy.
How much longer does this guy have on the earth anyway? Come on.
Yeah, an explosive device was found on Monday at the New York home of billionaire George Soros.
Don't believe it.
And then his trolls came out and said, it's Sean Hannity's fault. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Like I said before. Bedford police said the department received a phone call from the Soros residence in Westchester County about a suspicious package. Yes. I found a bomb in my mailbox. Oh, okay. Well, that's a pretty crappy bomb maker.
Right.
I mean, right?
And I bet you don't hear anything else about it either.
Oh, yeah, you do. Absolutely. The FBI has investigated, and they've determined that the fingerprints matches somebody with a "Don't Tread on Me" flag.
No, is that right?
Oh, watch. How much you want to bet?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, it's some white guy, right?
No kidding. Yep.
That has
that wears scary clothing.
Manifesto right?
Yeah.
And he's got his little, He's got pictures of Jared Miller, in his bedroom, hanging up in his bedroom. It's just going to be so scripted. We're going to be like,
flag.
Okay, you found their fingerprints and you nailed the guy with the "Don't Tread on Me" flag, and right? And then someone's going to throw swastikas down on his "Don't Tread on Me" flag, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole swastika thing tells us exactly who's behind all that crap. It's scripted. It's fake. This is what billionaires buy in order to manipulate and socially engineer everyone, because you want to get your left-wing base all whipped up into a frenzy, right? How do you do that? You paint a picture of the white guy with the "Don't Tread on Me" flag. They put a bomb in George Soros' thing. Next thing you know, you've got, just a whole bunch of division. There you go. Whip that up for a good couple weeks.
Out arguing over something else and not paying any attention.
Dude,
to
if
the real
they wanted
issue.
to bomb you, would have been blowed up a long time ago. Not 13 days before the election. Okay.
They're such hypocrites on the left too. I mean,
they are.
How many death threats has Donald Trump gotten so far? I mean,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Anybody who did this legitimately needs to be arrested. You're a kookpot, you're a weirdo, and you're stupid for using a mailbox bomb. That's not how you're going to get George Soros.
Right. I mean, they've got people on the left actually calling for Barron Trump, Donald Trump's son, to be kidnapped and raped. I mean,
these people
seriously.
Are crazy. Soros, who made his fortune in hedge funds, has donated heavily to liberal causes and is vilified on the right. This is, by the way, Fox News writing this.
Mm-hmm.
Soros is vilified on the right. Well, who on the left likes him? You're a communist if you like. You're a Nazi enabler if you like George Soros on the left. If you're a Democrat and you like George Soros, you are a communist. Campaigns against Soros emerged in Romania, where the billionaire was accused of financing evil, as well as in Macedonia, Serbia, Slovakia, and have escalated to some extent since President Donald Trump took office. Soros, who made his fortune in hedge funds, has donated to those causes on the left. Others have falsely accused him of being this is what Fox News writes. Mm-hmm. Others have falsely accused him of being a Nazi collaborator during World War II. No, Fox News, you idiot, will use his own words that says that he was a Nazi collaborator. What do you mean others have falsely? Did George Soros falsely accuse himself of being a Nazi collaborator? In his own words on 60 Minutes? This is Fox News is a filthy rag, okay? I'm done with these people. Why do we even have these on the screen? These guys are finished. Sean Hannity needs to leave that popsicle stand. Who wrote this crap? Edmund Marche, Benjamin Brown. Oh, look, you got 5 foxtards over there writing up this propaganda piece. Others have falsely accused George Soros of being a Nazi collaborator. No, George Soros accused himself of it.
He admitted it. That's right.
This is so crazy. All right, you guys. Listen, just to remind you, Super Chat, I have them all right in front of my screen right now. Kirk, David, and Angie. Thank you very much for your Super Chats. And I'll address your questions of all of our Super Chat contributors at the end of the show. You're welcome to do that. And I will take the time out at the end of the show. For right now, I want to tell you how you can really support us. You ready? This is huge. This is huge. I'm actually going to click on it right now. Oh, please tell me. Please tell me. Hold on a second. Oh, there it is. I got it. PeteLive.tv/podcast. All right, you guys, check this out. Here's how we can finance the Pete Santilli Show. I actually just got connected to a podcast network, and I can't tell you what kind of podcast network and where the money's going to be coming from. Because, they'll hunt us down and chase us like they do Alex Jones, okay? If you guys go and download our podcast, those numbers will help support big advertising dollars on the podcast. It's not going to change the context of the show. The show will remain the same. But because of your support, just by going to PeteLive.tv/podcast, go play the show, go do the downloads, subscribe to the thing, okay? Even if you already listened to the live show, you want to keep the archive. They need to see that our listenership is actively engaged, okay? By doing that, it will attract large advertisers that will be able to finance the show so that I will always be primarily supported by our listenership. But this is a great way for us to get support for the Pete Santilli Show. That's all I'm going to say. All you need to do is go to PeteLive.tv/podcast. Okay? Click that or click the link down below. Download our podcast daily. Okay? Do that daily. And guess what? We're literally just whipping up, one of those little money tornadoes, right? So that's what you're doing. You're creating cyclonic energy to bring support to the show. And you can do that just by downloading the podcast, okay? And advertisers will come, and you'll help propel that just through your energy, okay?
That's it.
And, of course, you get to listen to the Pete Santilli Show,
Of
so you're not
course.
going to be harmed by that. You won't have any buyer's remorse.
And you get to keep an archive, so.
Yeah, you
Of
get to
your
keep
own.
an archive.
Mhm.
And, yeah, if you just go right now and just play them, okay, that's a download. It goes to, you get to play, click play, and listen to the show, pop through it, click on it, and advertisers will come as we grow this thing, okay? We just joined a podcast network that shall remain nameless, okay? But it is a pretty big one. And at a certain level, we actually get some decent advertising dollars. So that works. Go click on that link, PeteLive.tv/podcast.
There
All
you
right?
go.
All right, thank you.
Fantastic. And listen,
What?
since we're on this
What am I
subject,
listening to?
Well, we're talking about death threats and people getting death threats, right?
These are fake threats.
I just saved something in your headline news. You can go there and grab it up. It's a YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
There is a stripper who is a Melania lookalike, and her life has been threatened so much that she had to stop doing her show. So I thought everybody might be
We
interested
have
in
to
this.
talk about T.I.'s Trump video. The backlash is getting even crazier this week. Right, Carlos?
Yeah, so I spoke to Melanie Martin. She's the actress who plays naked Melania in the video, and she says a man claiming to be a hired assassin texted her cell phone and threatened her last night.
Wow.
So to catch you guys up, so this is the video that everyone is talking about. That's her in the video portraying Melania Trump in the Oval.
Oh, yeah, President Trump is going to send an assassin to go. No, actually, President Trump's like, she's just as hot as my wife, and that's not a bad thing.
And notice
Nobody's
that,
going to hire assassins to go after naked chicks,
well, notice
especially
that,
not President Trump.
Notice that she is not with Donald Trump lookalike, right? She's with a black guy that doesn't
That's
look
T.I.
any...
Have you seen this video, by the way?
No.
You haven't?
No.
It's disgusting.
Right.
I haven't played it. I haven't even shown it to you. I don't want to talk about it.
Mhm.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
This is how a rapper, by getting bling, puts himself on the map.
Right.
Through just low life disgustingness.
Right. So I've heard of this video. I haven't watched it yet.
That's because that T.I. doesn't know who his baby daddy is. Okay, and he didn't. We need to kick T.I.'s dad's butt for not raising him right because of what he did.
Right.
Okay.
It's been receiving a lot of backlash, even from the White House. And I spoke to her this morning, and she told me that she's been getting death threats, including from someone claiming to be a hired assassin.
They don't do that. Hired assassins don't say, "Hello, I'm a hired assassin, and I'm going to assassinate you." They don't do
Right.
that. They don't. That's not how you get threatened. They don't publicize that they're a hired assassin. Hi, I just took money from President Trump via ATM, and I'm to execute this order to kill you. Oh, okay.
Right.
Come on.
So you're saying that you don't believe that...
Absolutely no way. I've never heard of. Listen, I got hired assassins in my family. Okay, that are far removed, of course.
Right.
Okay, Santilli.
Yes.
They don't run around. First of all, you don't even know they're coming. Okay, when they're hired assassins, the really good ones, you didn't even see them coming. They don't announce that they're a hired assassin.
They don't tell you.
They don't tell you. You didn't know who they were. Your family's just writing your obituary.
Right.
That's it. That's how that works.
Yeah.
This whole thing is script. A hired assassin picked up the phone and called me today. Hello, Mr. Hired Assassin. Thank you for calling. Hi, I'm your local hired assassin.
And will you be in at 3 p.m.?
Described as an email on text. It was very lengthy, and she was very, very concerned, right, of course, and distraught. I spoke to her this morning. Take a look.
I got a text message on my cell phone, which is unlisted and, not handed out very easily. And
her lips inflated by the local tire company.
She's the Michelin Man.
I mean,
He's
it
her
basically
boyfriend.
said, follow my instructions or you'll be assassinated within the next 24 hours. That we've been hired to do this, and we've
been hired to do this?
Yep. Just doesn't work that way.
It's so stupid.
I can't believe you don't believe her.
That's it. Huh?
I can't believe you don't believe her.
We believe assassin survivors.
Uh-huh.
There we go. There's another hashtag coming. We believe assassination survivors.
We do this professionally.
Now, I'm told the police...
That's what they say. Yeah, they say, I'm professionally... actually, this isn't my first hired assassination. I do this for a living, so please be scared of me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's how the conversation went. Via text, too. Okay? Yeah, they're going to be texting crap like that. What freaking idiot assassin would do that? Right?
Right.
I'm going to text my victim. Hi, I'm an assassin texting you. Uh-huh. Put it on Twitter, too.
Escorted you home after you reported the threat. How do you plan to handle this moving forward?
Well, we're obviously going to try to rule out anything that's in there. So the detective is coming today to scan.
The chick, oh, there you go. The chick with the plump lips once again. She needs to go get Avenatti to rule out things. Huh?
Oh, the next thing you know, they're going to blame it on Donald Trump, right?
Or tracking pieces and kind of rule things out one by one. But this is either...
Oh, my goodness. We're keeping it simple. That way she can keep her lips still plump. just give her process of elimination. We're going to rule things out one by one. Okay, good. Now, why don't you skip every third item? What do you think? Huh? We're going to roll them out one by one. Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. This is stupid. People are literally shoveling this into their face.
They are.
Our listenership, by the way, all the bad stuff I say about all these dum-dums, okay, has nothing to do with our listenership. Our listenership is so smart. They know. They see the writing on the wall. You got the token black guy with the plumped up lip chick that got the text message.
Complete whack job. That's, just trying to terrify me and is crazy. And there's no validity to it. Or this is a professional. Either way, I should report it.
Yeah. Well, now this all started because you appeared in TI.
I would never call the police. I wouldn't. I'd probably text them back and say, "You're stupid. I'm glad you texted me. Okay, you're an idiot. Obviously you're the type of assassin I want threatening me because you're dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I can actually freaking zig and zag and get away from you."
One of my favorite memes that I saw a few days ago. It was like, all these liberal women being assaulted, maybe they should all start carrying guns.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe they should.
Yeah.
T.I.'s video. Has T.I. or anyone in his camp reached out to you since you received...
T.I.'s camp. T.I.'s got a camp. And did he ship you any bling and send his entourage over with some Dom Perignon? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
In his Bentley, right? Isn't that what they do?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what they do.
Did anyone in his camp? He's a freaking Momo rapper. What is a Momo? I don't know.
It's not racist, though.
It's not.
Has T.I. or anyone in his camp reached out to you since you received death threats?
Actually, no. I was a little surprised. I think T.I.'s left and is in Africa, which maybe I should be too. I don't know. So I'm not sure if he's.
Oh my God! Can I get out of this thing now?
No, yeah, absolutely.
Huh?
Yeah.
We just soiled all over the show with this crap.
Oh, I don't think so. I think it makes a very valid point. I think it shows exactly how far the left is going. They've got a Melania lookalike in the Oval Office with a black guy acting like a whore, and I just think it's repulsive on that level, and now there's death threats to her because she dared do that.
Let's shift gears to some funky news. You ready? Since we're doing hodgepodgeness stuff, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. This is a NASA photo.
Somebody just said she looks like a duck-billed platypus. Okay, that's hilarious. Thank you, Lee Johnson, for that comment. That's funny. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Huh? Right?
That's pretty funny.
I can't wait to see what she looks like when she's as old as Nancy Pelosi. Huh?
Look at you. You should see yourself right now on the video. It's so hilarious.
Huh?
It's so funny.
Freaking 35 PSI.
Oh, man. There you go.
35 PSI.
Yeah. Inflatable lips.
You have to freaking use the tire gauge to make sure you keep your lips plumped up like that. That's crazy. Hey, look at this. This, by the way, is in Forbes magazine. Okay? This is the real deal. This is a NASA image of a tabular iceberg from the Larsen C ice shelf.
Oh, I saw this morning, and I was like,
that is some
wow.
funky news right there. I wanted to share that with you, right? We both saw that independently.
Yeah.
I think this is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
How does an iceberg get cut this shape?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
And it's perfect.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect right angles.
Yes.
Rectangular. How does that happen? It doesn't. It's
well,
huge.
the scientists explain it.
They do?
I
don't want to hear the explanation.
They said it's a natural phenomenon.
Oh, okay. Yes, of course. So nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what they say.
Don't worry about it. We get these rectangular icebergs all the time.
Right.
Okay, that's what I want to hear from NASA.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys, this is a serious topic, and I'm going to get agitated, but I'm going to calm down. Okay? Another set of Twitter accounts banned by InfoWars. Okay?
Real.video is now Brighteon.com, the new home for free speech videos.
Brighteon, by the way. PeterSantilliTV.com, that's where our archives are. Real.video is no more. They couldn't get it trademarked. And there were some things legally that they had to contend with. They had to change the name, and it's been changed. There's a new URL. Everything has been ported over. Mike Adams is still the owner and developer of Brighteon. Brighteon.
I like that.
PeterSantilliTV.com is where you find all of our archives safely stored over there. Every single show I upload to Brighteon.com. Or it used to be Real.video.
Yeah, once again, we want to say Real.video had to change its name because they could not get
the trademark. Right?
A trademark. So they were forced to do it. But there you go, Brighteon.
Brighteon. Okay. Come on. Hello? Oh, my God.
Real.video is now Brighteon.com, the new home for free speech videos.
Pay attention closely here.
President Trump really is bringing a revolution to this country of just returning Americana and trying to reinstate the things that made the country successful. And when the establishment figured out that InfoWars, in the president's own words, really pushed Trump over the top in 2016, they sought to demonize us and lie about us to then ban us on hundreds of different platforms, starting with the big four tech companies about 2 months ago. Now, we created a bunch of backup accounts just to stream live. And I came out here with Owen Schroyer, Harrison Smith, the rest of the crew, and even live feeds that I wasn't on, showing hundreds and hundreds of Trump supporters out of the thousands, really about 1 in 5, wearing Infowars.com t-shirts. Those are the videos they banned because they're afraid of Americana.
And guess what? Oliver Darcy from CNN was out bragging about Alex Jones getting shut down. Okay? They got their little cabal of freaking rich transgender pedo code talkers, right? In Silicon Valley, whacking live streams of Alex Jones because people are wearing InfoWars t-shirts. They don't like that. They can't have that, huh?
And videos.
And videos. Whacking their live stream channels. For what reason? What is the purpose of that? Why? Because we're at war with Marxists, and I'm going to call them Marxists, and these are the people that need to go to freaking fun camps soon. I can't wait till after the midterms. I'm going to cheer on when President Trump brings the hammer down on Silicon Valley. Cannot wait. They're public utilities. They need to be treated as such.
We have to make sure he gets elected so that can happen. You know?
2020, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking after the midterms.
Yeah, well, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while to get something like that through.
They're afraid of people feeling like they have solidarity together and knowing that there's old people and young people and black.
You guys, listen. Right now, it doesn't matter if you like Ted Cruz. You're going to vote for Ted Cruz, okay? We're going to vote for Republicans. Doesn't matter if you don't like the Republican. You're going to vote for a Republican. It doesn't matter if you like Alex Jones. We're going to support Alex Jones. We're going to support and defend our First Amendment. We're going to defend our country at this point, okay? We need to do that together. Right now, click that link, E-Militia. You're a member of the E-Militia. It's time to start taking his stuff and let's start building an army to just send out Alex Jones stuff. How about that? If that's what annoys them, that is the ammunition we need to use against them. Let's get thousands of people out spreading Alex Jones streams. Okay? Let's do that. Are you guys with me on this? Is anybody opposed to it? And don't sit there and say, well, I don't like Alex Jones, so I'll go ahead and surrender my First Amendment. Really? Does that make sense to you? People that don't like Alex Jones will just sit there and just let their First Amendment get trounced? We can't allow that to happen.
People and white people and Hispanic folks and Asian people and everybody together who just wants Americana and free market and a truly open free society that America has tried to reach for. Doesn't mean we're perfect. And there are these globalist forces literally controlled by a Nazi collaborator like George Soros and Juncker of the EU who are seeking to stop that and to demonize Americana and to demonize the president and to demonize anybody who wants to have a good future for their children and their families. But today, we had, 4 accounts? 4 accounts with live streams in live time killed. Then they went and killed our backup accounts so we couldn't even show people the motorcade driving by. And Trump just arrived. We're going to go cover the 50,000 people that couldn't get in. 100,000 tickets out there. Only 20,000 could go in. They're estimating between 70 and 100,000. We're going to go show you this, but you'll only be able to see it at Infowars.com on our own streams or at Real.video because it's so censored that even people wearing Infowars.com shirts in the third dimension are being blocked because they don't want you to know Americana is popular. We then said, where are the Antifa demonstrators? The police said, well, they're in an area over here. We come over, very sad folks. They all acted deranged. One guy kept saying he wanted to anally rape me over and over again and screaming KKK, trying to puff up this stupid Trump doll. And we're going to show you that footage. But that's what they banned. They cannot stand us showing you who their victims are, who their brainwashed slaves are. They cannot stand it. So in America, In America, they want to ban InfoWars and ban anybody else I even talk to, or even ban our listeners, because they don't want us to understand we're the majority, we have common sense, and we're speaking out and promoting freedom. These are a bunch of bullies. These are a bunch of multinationals allied with communist China like Google and Apple, helping the Chinese government not just censor, but literally oppress and arrest and disappear their population. That's real. And the fact that the left would ally itself with communist China, and the fact that they've done all this is par for the course. They helped Stalin. They helped Lenin. They helped Hugo Chavez. All these Hollywood people love Hugo Chavez. He sucked the country dry. It's collapsed. They love Fidel Castro. That's Hollywood. A bunch of rich, arrogant people that hate flyover country and try to use racism to divide the nation. But more and more, Lindsey Graham's finding his spine, and Mitch McConnell's finding his spine. And suddenly they've got great approval ratings. Because people want leadership. They're sick of this crap.
That's what we want.
And nationalistic.
We want leadership. And I'm going to assume the leadership role here, okay? And I'm not going to go off on a Facebook tirade. I want to use Facebook in the following manner. If you're on Facebook, if you're just going to ignore your surroundings, okay, and just realize that the Marxists have literally just consumed you, they've done everything but just bite you in the ass, okay? And you just insist on your dopamine hits on Facebook. Let's make good use of your time over there. Do the download of OBS. Restream Alex Jones. Let's build an army. I want to hear success stories. I want to hear people tell me, okay, stop hiding behind your computers. Stop. Stop expecting somebody else to save your country for you. This is literally saving our First Amendment. How do we fight past this and try to save our First Amendment? Is we overpower them with thousands of e-militia members that are broadcasting Alex Jones. They can shut down Alex Jones. They can't shut down all of us. We need thousands of people in an e-militia broadcasting out and annoying the crap out of the freaking communists. Picture them as Viet Cong. Picture them as freaking communist minions. I mean, you have to picture them. This is who we're fighting against. Stop sitting there doing nothing. People want to know what to do, right? I guess that's my main point. And people are like, oh, I don't do nothing. I do other things. You hear onesie, twosie. No, the majority of us right now are not fighting this thing. We should have millions of people revolting over what they're doing to Alex Jones. Because what they're doing to Alex Jones is a direct assault on our First Amendment. Is it not a direct assault on the First Amendment?
No, it absolutely is.
He's taking video images to share it with people that want his imagery. They're cutting that off. Why? Why are they doing that? We have a right to share information. They say we're private. No, you're a damn pedo funding operation, okay? All of your people are out there speaking code on Twitter, pedo stuff. You're human trafficking. You're diddling little boy. Your Hollywood people have already been caught doing that. All of your money that's circulating among you freaking pedos, okay? You're doing that. Anything against that, okay? Like freedom, love, Christianity, right? Peace-loving constitutional Americans, you can't stand them. Christians, you hate them. Why? Because you're satanic. This is not only an attack on our First Amendment, it's an attack against our God. What are we going to do about it? I'm so upset by this. I said I was upset about this before I even did it, right? Did I handle myself okay?
You did.
Okay.
You did very, very well.
So upset by this.
Alex Jones has already been, he right now is showing us what's on the other side of this and what we're all going to be looking at, right? Our numbers are down so drastically. Just over a week and a half ago, we were getting thousands and hundreds of thousands.
I think our last major show was 85,000 listeners.
Yes.
They cut us off from all of those people. 80,000 in one show.
Right.
In one show. Oh, Pete, you're saying stuff that's Christian and you're talking about Constitution. We're going to cut you off. You know what? You're going to wish you weren't a Marxist by the time I get done with you. I promise you that. Okay?
I really do
You're going
believe.
to wish you had some freaking George Soros person putting a Bill Ayers bomb in your mailbox. You're going to wish, right?
Yeah.
Because at least that you can go to Twitter about your little fake story. You're going to wish. We are going to crush communists. We're going to extinguish them. We're going to put them out of business. They won't be able to run Twitter like they're running Twitter right now. They're not going to be able to run Facebook like they're running Facebook right now. They're not going to be able to run Google like they're running right now. Those are un-American. They're literally subverting our constitutional republic. They are a threat to our republic. It's not just anti-American. They're unconstitutional. They should not exist in their present form. You should beg somebody to come put, at least you can get some tweets going, beg someone to come put a bomb in your mailbox. So at least you got dum-dums out tweeting about it, right? You're going to be out of business. You're going to be finished. So help me God, this is going to happen. We, the people, are going to do this thing. We must fight this thing back. And I'm not even talking, no weapons are going to take care of this. You couldn't even take guns and go respond to this. This is much bigger than even a nuclear weapon. You can't respond with a freaking nuke. If you nuked Google, they wouldn't go away. Did you know that?
Oh, no, absolutely.
They are configured right now, okay?
It would probably make them stronger, actually.
If you nuked Google, that's okay. We got multiple Googles everywhere. It's just Google exists, right? We actually built our infrastructure to withstand a nuke.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a distributed network that allows them. They've got RAID systems. They're called RAID systems, right? You bomb one building, and the other one just takes over. They have an exact replica. That's okay. We'll just switch over here. There you go. You can't even freaking nuke them and make them go away. You can't shoot them. You can't nuke them. There's no weapons. There's no war. This is worse than that. This is worse than that. We must take all of the metrosexuals and pull them out of their cubicles and send them to concentration camps. That's
my goodness.
What? No, don't do that. Oh, let them sit there.
Oh, my
let the
make
communists.
mad.
No, we don't want to put them in concentration camps. Let them run around in their war room over at Facebook. That's what I want. Communists running the war room at Facebook. Pull them out of that war room and stick them in a FEMA camp. Okay? Mm-hmm. And say, we run Facebook now. Okay? As a matter of fact, I want a bunch of conservative chimpanzees like me with suits in the conference room throwing bananas at each other like, you can't say anything liberal anymore for like the next 3 weeks. I just want like a 3-week period. You can't say anything stupid liberal. We're going to talk about Megyn Kelly. Is that her name, Megyn Kelly?
Yes.
Right after this. Don't go away. Wait till you hear how politically correct. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to be polite in how you dress for Halloween. Okay?
Let's get ready to
Coming right up after the news break, Pete will be taking your calls. During the live broadcast, dial 563-999-1449. That's 563-999-1449.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump is embracing the term nationalist to describe himself.
After using the term at a political rally in Texas this week, the president is again describing himself as a nationalist.
I'm proud of our country, and I am a nationalist. It's a word that hasn't been used too much. Some people use it, but I'm very proud. I think it should be brought back.
He tells reporters there are no racist overtones in using the term. Instead, he says he loves America and wants fair treatment in trade deals and financial transactions. Greg Clugston, the White House.
Vice President Mike Pence says the U.S. will respond to Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi's killing.
This morning, Turkey's president said through an interpreter Khashoggi's death was not because of a fistfight, as the Saudis have said,
but rather the result of a planned operation.
At a Washington Post event, Pence called it a premeditated killing.
This brutal murder of a journalist, of an innocent man, of a dissident, will not go without an American response.
He's not saying what that might be or whether Saudi royals might be sanctioned, noting CIA Chief Gina Haspel is among U.S. officials reviewing intelligence in Turkey. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has announced that visas of some Saudi officials will be revoked. Sandra Day O'Connor, the first woman on the Supreme Court, announced Tuesday in a frank and personal letter that she's been diagnosed with the beginning stages of dementia, probably Alzheimer's disease. The 88-year-old's letter was addressed to friends and fellow Americans. It was also a farewell of sorts from a woman who is not only a trailblazer for women in the law, but also for much of her quarter century on the High Court, a key vote on issues central to American life. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 126 points. The Nasdaq dropped 31. The S&P lower by 15. Oil down to $66.43 a barrel. This is SRN News.
From sweet and spicy to fiery, bold, and full of flavor, Brother Doc's is not your typical beef jerky. Never dry and brittle. This jerky comes beautifully packaged with large cuts of meat that are moist, tender, and chewy from beginning to end. Brother Doc's recipes contain the highest quality ingredients that result in innovative flavor masterpieces, like orange teriyaki, barbecue mesquite, and their signature bold pepper flavors properly named Volcano and Burnout. Moderate pricing and great flavor will have you in beef jerky heaven. Go to sbn.buzz/Brother Docs to place your order so Doc knows you heard about him here on the Pete Santilli Show. It's true what they say about Brother Doc's beef jerky. One bite and you'll be a believer too.
Right now, it looks like Republicans will hold on to the Senate.
The GOP's narrow advantage in the upper house is what allowed President Trump to successfully place 2 conservative justices on the Supreme Court, and Democrats would like to change that. But the latest estimate by Real Clear Politics indicates that Republicans will hold 53 seats in the Senate after next month's election. 538's latest model also gives the GOP a 78% chance of holding the Senate. Michael Harrington, SRN News.
The American pastor recently released after 2 years of confinement in Turkey is describing his ordeal. Andrew Brunson says he was deprived of books, even a Bible, for long stretches of time. For 8 months, he spent 24 hours a day with more than 20 men in a cell designed for less than half that many. The pastor tells the 700 Club, quote, "I didn't do very well. It was very high stress, and I was sleeping only 3 or 4 hours a day." This is SRN News. Here's the SRN News Business Brief.
Walmart announcing steps aimed at better competing with Amazon.
Walmart says it's going to work with third-party sellers to make millions of items available for free 2-day shipping on orders over $35. Previously, only select items were eligible for free 2-day shipping. The company is also simplifying the returns process for eligible products bought from its marketplace sellers. That includes allowing shoppers to return the items at any of its 4,700 stores. Rich Thomason reporting.
President Trump criticizing globalism today at a get-together at the White House.
Call me a nationalist if you'd like, but I don't want companies leaving. I don't want them firing all their people, going to another country.
The president addressed state and local leaders from California, Hawaii, and Alaska at a White House conference this afternoon. On Wall Street, after some very steep losses, the Dow came back a bit. It closed down by 126 points. With business, I'm Bob Agnew.
More details at srnnews.com. I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
Live from Cincinnati, Ohio, it's the Pete Santilli Show.
You guys ready to do this? We can form an army of patriots to get the message out there and show them, okay, that you can delete Alex Jones. You can't delete all of us. You can try to take away our Constitution. We will stand and fight. You're not going to freaking tread on us. We're going to kick your Marxist ass. This is freaking war. Prepare for war, militia. And let's settle the freaking score. Don't tread on me.
Don't tread on me.
Yes, that's right. Do not freaking tread on us, okay? Do not tread on us. I have a very strong will to survive, don't I? Isn't it strong?
It always has been.
Yes.
It always has been.
And I know you guys do too.
That's right.
I know, but don't you kid. Now's not the time for us to be sitting there.
You guys really, you would not believe the stuff that gets thrown at us every single day. It's on a continuum, right? I mean, the things that get thrown at us, and we just keep pushing forward. That's all we can do.
We will.
Yeah.
That's
and we
right.
will.
And we will.
We always have.
All right, we're gonna continue on. And by the way, here's how it's gonna go. I have news articles. I told Deb that despite we had to reschedule Jeremy Harrell, we didn't hear back from him at all. That's odd. Something happened. We had him scheduled. He was confirmed. He was going to come on, and then we haven't heard from him. So Jeremy Harrell will be rescheduled. I'm going to cover news topics, and I'm going to take your telephone calls. And then, of course, at the end of this segment here in this hour, I will be addressing Cindy Delk, Angie, David, and Kirk, who've contributed their Super Chats. You guys do Super Chats. There is no question that is off limits. Submit your questions. You can even troll me if you want. You pay for it. Shoot, troll me. I don't care. Right?
Right.
Whatever. I will address the Super Chats at the end of the segment, and I especially want to do that to our most loyal Super Chat contributors. Okay? Nice, fun way to do it. All right, for right now, let's go through our news reports. I have a great segment here by James O'Keefe.
This is
the words that you're going to hear here. I'm actually going to grab this clip, and I'm going to play it probably at the beginning of the show. The words that he speaks here are so powerful. Okay? Speaking of the First Amendment here, okay? And who we are in the media. And my vigor to say that we're at war. It's an information war. I am a journalist. Like, for instance, I before I play this thing, did you know that there was a journalist in the back of the room when Laura Loomer was saying that she's an investigative journalist? And she is. She's one of the best there is. And there was a journalist from MSNBC saying in the back, "You're not a real journalist. You're not a real journalist." Isn't it great how they attack everybody in independent media? Everyone in independent media that's out telling the truth, building audiences out of our kitchens, okay? Telling the truth, are not real journalists. You're not a real journalist. Pete Santilli's not a real journalist. He's a co-conspirator. Remember that whole attack?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, no, I am a journalist. You know what a journalist is? I have customers that I speak to. I have an audience that's bigger than all of your international. It was bigger than all the international media. They were coming to me. And the international media was tuning in to my live streams. Never before did we have that many people. This is before Facebook Live.
It was.
They were tuning into the live stream. Everyone, including the Federal Bureau of Investigations.
Including them.
The federal government was tuning into my streams. The mainstream media was tuning into my streams. All the international media was tuning into the streams. And then they're just saying, "You're not a journalist. You're not a journalist." I don't care what you say. I got more viewers than all of you combined. Okay? Why? Because I'm telling the truth. That's what the people want. I'm delivering the truth. James O'Keefe is tapping into that as well at a very high level, very professional, in a very professional manner, delivering to the American people what they want, and that is the truth. They say, but we're really concerned about the methods by which you're going about getting people's words. He's like, I don't care.
He did. It was great.
I don't give a flying flip.
This is so
I think
good.
a lot of people in the past.
I know, but journalists have a problem with it because they wouldn't normally say those things if they knew they were being recorded. He's like, yeah, that's exactly why I record you secretly. Right? To get the truth from you.
Had taken for granted the role of news organizations like ours, and now they don't take us for granted anymore.
On the other hand, Marty's right. It's, I mean, the criticism is relentless. The praise, nicely, is more, but the criticism is also relentless, and we're one of the few.
You guys light up the phone lines, okay? Light up the phone lines at 563-999-1449. Keep me going. Otherwise, we'll finish up Super Chats after the news and then close out the show. But if you guys want to keep me going all the way through the hour, we'll do that.
Businesses that sometimes makes their readers unhappy, makes their audience unhappy.
Investigative journalist and writer James O'Keefe is founder and president of Project Veritas.
So when people talk about the work you do, there's no question that if you look at the results, that you catch people saying things that they wouldn't say normally if they knew a journalist was in the room. If they knew they were talking to a journalist, they wouldn't behave in the way that they do. And I think people are open to that. They're willing to see that, hypocrisy, duplicity, those things are, when you uncover those are part of bedrocks of journalism.
Get ready.
But where you lose a lot of journalists are the methods that you go about doing it, where you send somebody in to pose as something they're not. Can you talk about why you do that? Talk about your methodology.
Well, first of all, I'm going to answer your question about that. But let me first tell you a bit about why I'm here. I'm not here to seek recognition from established media. I don't seek your praise, and I don't really care what the established media thinks of me. I'm here because I recognize the power that's inherent in mainstream media. Okay, our stories can't succeed unless they get in the mainstream media. That's our mission. And this week, we were on every single TV station in Missouri after we caught Claire McCaskill and her staffers. Every TV station. I understand that the media has more power than all three branches of government.
Did you hear that? The media has more power than all three branches of government. That is truth right there.
Because an informed citizenry is what makes that power. And a lot of people in the media don't think there's anything wrong with the media, but the media is not very popular amongst the American people. So what we did, and what journalists have a problem with, Andy, is we went undercover into the media itself. I mean, who's going to guard the guardsmen? Brian Stelter seems like a nice guy, but I don't think so. Someone has to hold them accountable. If the media has more power than all three branches of government, and many people in history have said that, who is going to hold them accountable? So we go undercover, because you had asked me about Dean Baquet, executive editor of the New York Times, and posing as a victim in the Washington Post. We go undercover into CNN.
Now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to join me, all right? When he goes after the mainstream media, I want you folks to join me to go after the mainstream internet. Google, Facebook, Twitter, okay? The e-militia is going to do this. Who's going to hold them accountable? We must, quote unquote, resist. We must revolt against journalists. You're not a real journalist. Isn't it great how they attack everybody in independent media? Everyone in independent media that's out telling the truth, building audiences out of our kitchens, okay? Telling the truth. Are not real journalists. You're not a real journalist. Pete Santilli's not a real journalist. He's a co-conspirator. Remember that whole attack?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, no, I am a journalist. You know what a journalist is? I have customers that I speak to. I have an audience that's bigger than all of your international. It was bigger than all the international media. They were coming to me. And the international media was tuning in to my live streams. Never before did we have that many people. This is before Facebook Live.
It was.
They were tuning into the live stream. Everyone, including the Federal Bureau of Investigations.
Including them.
The federal government was tuning into my streams. The mainstream media was tuning into my streams. All the international media was tuning into the streams. And then they're just saying, you're not a journalist. You're not a journalist. I don't care what you say. I got more. PrepareWithPete.com. You want to support the Pete Santilli Show? Here's a great product to support. Alex Jones recommends these products as well. These guys are a big supplier of We Deplorables. Okay, that's why I'm mentioning Alex Jones. This is my Patriot Supply. And they're offering here through the Pete Santilli Show. This is actually Prepare with Pete. This site is ours, and this offer here, it's a limited time special pricing, okay, with my quote across the top, by the way. True patriotism is not the expectation that others will care for your needs, but that freedom comes from attaining a certain level of self-reliance. And a 2-week food supply. You guys need to get prepared right now. I've been in this mode recently. I think some things are coming here. You guys know that we're in a very precarious times, even just with weather alone. 2-week food supply right now, whacked in half, $75 if you go to preparewithpete.com. 4-week supply, whacked in half at $147. Okay? Limited time only. Obviously, emergency strike when you least expect it. Recent hurricanes obviously brought severe flooding and power loss since 2016. Bonnie, Colin, Hermine, Matthew, Harvey, Irma, Maria, Nate, Florence, and Michael. Areas still recovering. Did you have enough food supply? And what are you going to do to prepare for that? If you're in California, an earthquake takes place. Do you have a 2-week food supply? You can do that by going to preparewithpete.com. And that's through our relationship with My Patriot Supply. My Patriot Supply being one of the biggest suppliers for Infowars.com. They actually have their own branded stuff. Okay? So there you go. Another great way to support us. All right?
I like it, too. The price is right.
Yeah, the price is
Price
absolutely
right.
outstanding. And it's for our listeners, our customers, okay, through My Patriot Supply. All right, $1,500 plus calorie per day with 92 servings, breakfast, lunch, dinner, 8 food varieties, up to a 25-year shelf life. You make that purchase with this special pricing by going to preparewithpete.com. Okay?
There you go.
All right.
And you guys will be hearing more about this in the upcoming weeks.
Yes.
So we're very excited, and thank you, My Patriot Supply, for becoming one of our sponsors.
Yep. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
We find a CNN producer in Atlanta who says that the Russia story is for ratings. In his words, it was, and I quote, the Russia story was, and I quote, bullshit, unquote. His words, not mine. I don't report anything unless you can see and hear it coming out of people's own mouths. That's a standard that's well above and beyond Bob Woodward, who quotes anonymous sources relaying information from another anonymous sources months after the fact and uses poetic license by putting that in
address the issue of
quotation marks.
methodology then. So, I mean, you've established, and I think, I acknowledge that from the beginning, people, it's clear that, your results, the things that people say, they've acknowledged that, yes, people say things differently when they're in private. But why do you send in people, reporters, the Washington Post case that you just referenced?
Well, we sent in somebody who sent a reporter because
who posed as a victim.
Due to the
why?
extraordinary urgency of the circumstances and how broken we think the media has become. And this is not a right-wing sentiment. You can go ahead and read Noam Chomsky's Manufacturing Consent to understand the perverse economic incentives that exist in the media, the pressure that advertisers put on people. This is not a right-wing methodology. You can go back and read Edward Bernays' propaganda. You can read Walter Niebuhr talk about the stupidity of the average man. We went into the Washington Post for one reason, to draw people out. Look at the history of undercover journalism. You have people posing as longshoremen. You have the Chicago Sun-Times, which has denied a Pulitzer Prize for posing as a bartender for...
I'm getting calls coming in and then dropping off. The phone lines, I'm assuming, are working okay, but you guys are coming on for like 30 seconds. I was going to go to a call in the 937. They dropped off. We had 2 people. Mary called. If you guys want to call in, I'm going to take your calls immediately after I play this short segment. Okay? So 563-999-1449.
9 months. You look at the history, people posed as drug traffickers, we posed as pimps, prostitutes, telephone technicians. It's always to draw an honest conversation out of the person we're talking to. And I unequivocally and categorically deny that I ever tried to plant a fake story, ever. If you go back and read the original Washington Post story, they did not report that. Those were motives that were falsely attributed to me after the fact. And I would go under oath, as would my entire staff.
You can attack us, mainstream internet. You can attack us, mainstream media. You can do that. We're going to pummel you with truth. You will not be able to delete us. You will not be able to stop us. Our e-militia will grow from tens to hundreds to thousands to millions. We will spread the truth, and we'll do so for free from our kitchens, okay? Every single e-militia member right now, okay? We need to share Project Veritas videos. We need millions of those everywhere. Sometimes he'll get a couple 100,000 views on a story that should have tens of millions. Every single American needs to hear the words of Claire McCaskill and her team saying that they're going to lie for votes. Everyone needs to hear that, including Democrats. They're their words.
Yeah, because Claire McCaskill, she actually said when she gets in front of the crowd, because she knows that she's in a red area, she says that she would never ban guns or any of those things, right? And she admitted, and her people admitted, that it was all a lie. She just did that to get votes. That if she gets in, that's exactly what she's going to do.
Yeah, and their staffers are saying, yeah, that's true, but people can't know that until after the election.
Right.
Lying for votes. Okay? Everyone needs to hear that. How are they going to hear it? It's going to be through we the people. How much is it going to cost us to do this? Nothing. You need to you guys, I have zero incentive to push you guys to do this other than to save our First Amendment. Zero. I don't make a dime. It's free, right? It's not like I'm like pushing something off. I mean, I'm not trying to sell you on doing anything but just rising up and defeating these freaking Marxists. And we can do it for free. It won't cost us a dime. emilitia.com it's e-militia.com /OBS. You can click the link down below. Download it. Start sharing live streaming of Alex Jones. Live stream the crap out of Alex Jones. Live stream the crap out of Project Veritas. Share this with as many people as possible. Why do that?
And the Pete Santilli Show.
And the Pete Santilli Show, of course.
Yes.
You don't want to upload these videos. You want to live stream them. They don't have the ability right now. It's going to take them a long time to real time, okay, find your live stream. They won't do that. That's why I need you guys live streaming it. When you upload the video, they listen to it, okay? They actually convert it to text. They say, oh my goodness, he uploaded a video. We read all the text. That's Alex Jones. Let's have that channel deleted. That's not how it works. When you live stream it, they can't catch it. Everyone's just looking at it live, real time. Let's go to Mary in Ohio. Mary, how are you?
I'm all right. A little concerned. Like I was saying the other night, concerned about the Muslims in our communities going on. They're coming through the border. They're there. They're coming. And I don't think. Well, I just know that a lot of us in our country are very comfortable, but they don't really realize that once it hits, it's just going to be terror. They do not care. They're ruthless. And I'm frightened. I'm sorry.
Yes. And Mary, this is a very serious thing. I said this. I'm going to repeat it again. They want to convince Americans, well, they're not terrorists. They're migrants, and they're headed north for opportunity and all that stuff. That's like saying, because all it takes is one, right? All it takes is one. That's like saying, don't worry about it. Eat this entire bag of very colorful Skittles. Only one of them has cyanide, right?
Yes, and you see, like I said, I lived in the Middle East, okay? And, when we're put behind big walls and being guarded from these people, there's a reason. Unfortunately, it's how you're raised, and when you eat, sleep, and drink that kind of hate, you're going to be that way, and you don't know any better.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. And it's not racist. It's not judgmental. It just is what it is. It's brainwashing, and they're dangerous. And these people are already here, too. And I don't know, but I'm hearing, and what do I know about saying that there are sleeper cells in our country? Okay, aren't there camps where the jihadists are training in our own country, and Obama doing nothing about it? Do you think those people left? They're here.
They're still here. That's right. And we're not Islamophobic, by the way. I welcome.
No, I'm not.
No. And I welcome all of the Muslims that denounce Sharia law, because that's what they're trying to install here, right? Yes.
Certainly. I grew up around these people. They're the most loving, kind people.
They are.
And, my father works at the embassy, so when you're embassy houses, they do come with servants because that's how it is. It's not that anyone made them do it. They want to. They're getting paid. They live there. But, the maids that we had were so frightened of that. When they went to other parts of Indonesia where the Sharia law was so enforced, they ran back. They were terrified. They're like, oh no, you have to hide your head and you can get beaten and raped anywhere.
Yes.
You know, and
it's terrible.
yes,
They treat
and that's
women
what
like
happened
crap.
Here.
Yeah, and they treat women like crap, and then you got Linda Sarsour running around saying, "Oh, look at me! I got my little religious garb. You can't pick on me." And then of course Laura Loomer asks what's her name? Hey, are you going to ask Linda Sarsour to denounce Sharia law? That's what she's supporting. Sharia law is terrible for women.
She's a very dangerous woman.
Very dangerous woman. And this is a very dangerous thing to have religion, wrapping around global Islamic terrorism.
Yes, and we have a lot of people who are lost. Now, I really stand for our foster children who are raped, molested, and trafficked.
Oh, that's a separate horrifying topic. Yes.
No, it's the whole thing. It's all involved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you have guns, drugs, trafficking, it all goes together.
Mm-hmm.
It really does, okay? And that's what's coming across our border.
It is, and President Trump needs to stop it. Mary, and I thank you so much for your commentary. Thank you so much for calling in.
Good night. Thank you.
That's it? Do you have any more comments? Or are you going to hang up on me?
Oh, no, I'll talk. I just thought you wanted to go.
Yeah, no, I have other callers on the line. I didn't want to cut you off. You know what?
She thought you were trying to get rid of her.
Thank you, Mary from Ohio. Thank you so much. And we have a caller in the 442-284. And I'm going to take you next. Your telephone calls actually right now will keep us on as we finish out the news. And, of course, in the remaining moments, I'm going to take your Super Chat questions on YouTube Live. 442 area code. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, protecting our country. Our country will only last and exist as long as we want it to. We can let these Marxists strip us of our individuality. We can let them. You have a choice. You could refuse to allow them to do it. We can let them strip us of our Christianity.
Never care for what they say.
Come on, you guys. Let's do this. There's nothing else that matters more than saving our country right now. Don't you agree? Nothing else matters but what we need to do for our families right now. And I know. That's right. All right, let's go to the 442 area code. 442, you're live on the air. What's your first name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Mario from Southern California. How you doing, Pete?
Super Mario from Southern California. What's up?
I just wanted to let you guys know that there is a lawyer out there in Southern California going against Twitter. His name is Robert Barnes. Very popular on Twitter. I just want to give a shout-out case. He's doing a Charles Johnson versus Twitter. So you guys need to check that out also.
Hold on a second. I got to write that down. Where's my pen? Oh, my goodness. I misplaced my pen.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, here it is.
Oh,
I put it in the pen jar. Robert Barnes?
Robert Barnes Law out of Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
He's taking on Twitter versus the Charles Johnson case.
Okay. And what's the case about?
It's about the freedom of speech and these, how Twitter's taking over. They're saying that, back in the day it was, they take everything from the public sidewalk. Now the public sidewalk moved to the company town, and the company town is now Twitter.
Dude, these guys are out of control. There is no company that can say, well, we're a private entity. We can violate your constitutional rights. That's what they're saying. You can't do that.
Exactly. So the free speech is pretty much gone from Twitter, gone. And it was, a public free speech forum before.
Tell me the truth. Do you like Alex Jones?
I love Alex Jones.
Okay, so some people don't like him. And those people are like, well, I'm not going to do anything because I don't like Alex Jones. This is way bigger than liking or disliking Alex Jones. You could hate Pete Santilli. He has a right to say what he says.
See, I actually watch Alex Jones, not regularly, but some of these types, some of the news that he brings up has a lot to do with what's really going on with the society and what these big corporations are doing, especially with artificial intelligence. It all ties up.
Yeah, and that's why they're trying to shut him down.
Very disgusting.
They do not want people to hear the truth. This guy is for decades, I've listened to him. For over 20 years, I listened to the guy. He woke me up and educated me on a lot of these things. But they don't want the American public to come awake to the stuff that he talks about. And they just call him fake news. It's not fake news. It's the truth. And guess what? He can even express, because we can only conspiracy theorize in a lot of cases. I don't have access to top secret CIA information. We have to analyze it on the outside and theorize what they're trying to do. But he's pretty accurate with his conspiracy theories, isn't he?
He's spot on. So if you watch the Elon Musk interview with Joe Rogan and compare that interview with Alex Jones, they're talking about the same exact thing with these corporations taking over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's exactly the same. So, you got two people warning about AI and two people. He's trying to warn people. He does go a little bit overboard, but that's how you get the attention of these younger people with the attention span of 5 minutes.
Do you think that President Trump will bring the hammer down on these Silicon Valley companies after the midterms?
I believe so, because he has Peter Thiel on his side.
Yeah, I really, really hope he does. These are, and we heard Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz stepped up. I finally backed off of Ted Cruz. I said, hey, this guy's not dealing with it's called the CDA 230, which is essentially declaring them to be public utilities that are immune from, the publishing aspects of their business. They can't be responsible for what people publish on their sites, and they get immunity from that under the CDA 230. Well, that's essentially a public utility, like an electric company that delivers electricity to your house can't be responsible if you plug in a defective toaster. Now the electric company's coming in and saying, well, we're a public utility. We're not responsible for your defective toaster, but we're going door to door to have your toasters replaced with microwave ovens that we're going to sell you.
Right. Now, I'm finding it interesting because I looked up this case, right? It's Charles C. Johnson. Charles C. Johnson was a reporter for Breitbart who got banned from Twitter in 2015. So he brought a lawsuit in January of this year, and Twitter responded by saying that they are protected by Section 230 of, guess what? The Common Decency Act. Well, this
Communications Decency.
Right, Communications Decency Act, sorry. And so what he came back with, his lawyer came back with was, but you guys didn't do it in good faith. And, so this is very interesting. I'll read some more on this, but wow. Yeah,
the center
Attorney
focus,
Robert Barnes, thank you.
The center focus
on
on how you attack these companies. And by the way, Mario, what we're talking about right now, when we say, oh, President Trump needs to do this, or the government needs to do this, or Ted Cruz, you know what it is? It's a matter of enforcing the current laws that are on the books right now. They're not being enforced. That's it. We're not looking for extra regulation or anything like that. You're either protected by the CDA Section 230, or you're not. One way or the other. Choose one, right?
It's pretty sad, man. When I see, I've been in Bitcoin for 2 years now. I don't like to talk about it much, but I see what they're developing with using blockchain technology in the scenes behind. And you got companies out there just building alternatives. And that's pretty much where I see everything moving to, is people are getting off of these social media sites. Facebook took a huge hit on people deleting all their accounts. And now they're all finding different alternative medias where you can post your stuff and it can't be taken down.
Do you think that I should accept cryptocurrencies as donations? Do you think I should do that?
I really do. You can use a couple of websites, actually, Crypto Tips. You start using that, cryptotips.org. I use that on my streams all the time. It's very nice. Also, the Brave browser now, everybody's getting away from Google. So you go over to the Brave browser, and they're implementing MetaMask, which is a Ethereum-based token platform for a wallet where you can get all these tokens. There's basic attention token that Brave browser is using for monetization and supporting other channels.
What kind of streams do you do, Mario? What kind of topics do you cover?
I cover strictly Bitcoin, actually.
Do you really?
Oh, great.
Okay, why don't you get me up to speed on this? I'm going to write your number down. Do you mind if I give you a call and get some advisement from you?
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah. And what's your channel? Why don't you give that out so I can tune into it?
It's Bitcoin Wisdom.
Bitcoin Wisdom.
Fantastic.
Good deal. I want to learn more.
I go on about once a month. I drop a video on there. I delete, the previous videos just because, the news changes so fast.
Right.
So I have one video up there right now. It's about a group of 4 of us actually go on.
Can I ask you another question? Are you a multi?
Yeah, no problem.
Are you one of those multi-billionaires that made money in crypto?
Let's just say you don't talk about how much crypto you own.
There you go. Good answer.
Oh man, fantastic.
Good answer.
Mm.
Good.
It's all about privacy.
That's it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Don't talk about Fight Club, right?
Exactly.
There you go. Hey, I'll get in touch with you, Mario. I appreciate the call. I'm glad we connected.
Cool. Thank you, Pete. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Greg, I love connecting to people like that.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Especially if he's a multi-trillionaire.
No, but you know what? I mean, he's smart.
No, I'm just kidding.
Very smart. Right?
Yep.
You got some phone calls going on here.
We
Wow.
do. 480 area code. All right. Before I ask you the question, what's your first name? Where are you calling from?
There you go. Where is this?
What's your first name? Where are you calling from? What's your first name?
Debbie.
What is it?
Debbie.
Denny?
Yeah, this is Debbie from Arizona.
Hi, Debbie from Arizona. Okay, do you like Alex Jones?
Yeah.
You do. Now, what do you have to say
I don't
to
have
those,
a problem with Alex.
What do you have to say to those people that may not like Alex Jones, okay, but they're patriots and they're understanding that his First Amendment rights are being crushed right now? Speak to those people for me.
Well, I think you have to get used to Alex, all right? Alex is from Texas. I grew up in Arizona. We're Westerners. So we're a little bit more abrasive would be the word.
I believe that.
We have like a code that we live by out here that's a lot different.
Yes.
Than maybe what the East Coast does. And you have to just kind of, and I think Alex has worked very, very hard at trying to bring forth the truth out. And so we look at things. I mean, Arizona was full of ranchers. Texas is full of ranchers. They got oil. We're people that come from the hard work of life where we labor. We're not sitting dressed in a suit or a very attractive dress and living in an office somewhere. And these are the things that Alex has brought on is the common man. And that's the way, and I know at first I had to get a little bit used to him, but he also comes from the Southland, which is very, very believes in God, that they believe in this kind of stuff and that this is how they work their lives around. And he's just fought very hard, and he has a lot of people who he's involved with that are from the Christian faith. They're from the military, and he's very, very much into that. This is our a nationalist, and now we have to be ashamed of this.
No.
I mean, it's kind of ridiculous.
No, unapologetic, very, very unashamed, very unapologetic. And, whether or not somebody likes him, shouldn't we come to his defense right now? To defend our First Amendment is what we're defending at this point, isn't it?
I think Bill O'Reilly did a interview with Glenn Beck, and Glenn kind of has gone off in left field. I mean, when he first started working for Fox, he was a different man. But besides that, we'll put that on the shelf. But Bill O'Reilly said there's new wave that's coming in and he's been a journalist for 30, 40 years, is going to the podcast, what you're doing, Pete, what Alex is doing, what Veritas is doing. It's going to this.
Yes.
And I think James O'Keefe should be on 60 Minutes so people start learning what the hell's going on here.
Oh, he's one of the best journalists right now.
Yes, he is.
As far as what I want to be hearing, I want to hear what these people are saying behind the scenes, politicians especially. I want to hear that. That's my biggest want,
right.
And he's providing that.
Our problem is, and you have to look at our own history. Let's look at America's history, not all this other crap that's going on. All right? We're insurrectionists. We went up against the British Empire.
Mm-hmm.
We had to fight a second war in 1812.
That's right.
And our country was very, very shaky at that time, and still could be today with this conquistador crap that's hemming south of the border. And we have to start looking at who we are as people. And the people who fought in the Civil War, their own ancestors fought in the Revolution, so it meant much more to them. Mm-hmm. We have to start looking at that. What the fight was about was individualism versus collectivism.
Yes.
And this is what...
Same thing we're in
and we've been progressive since 1880s. You know, this is nothing new for our country. But we do no longer have a media that apparently thinks they're American anymore. Is they're in this cabal and we're watching it in Western Europe. This is why we're fighting Russia right now, because Russia says we're not going down this road. They've been there, and they've admitted it. They said, haven't you learned from us? You know, and burnt their churches down in 1930s. I mean, these, what they went through. But, Pete, I hope you and your girlfriend do very well at this, and you keep doing what you need to do, dear. All right?
She's not my girlfriend. She's my mommy.
Oh, not
She's
true.
your girlfriend.
He's such a smart ass.
I know. I just want, and I'll close with this. I got laughing with the woman on there and the tire comment blown up by the tire. My opinion, it's a man, because the eyebrows are fake, and the way the cheekbones, and then they got the puffy lips. I thought, oh, geez. So
that's a hot,
but anyway, you've got other people that want to call. But keep up the good work, there.
Thank you.
You know what? God's on our time, and by God, remember who we are, and we're not walking away from us.
We're not gonna walk away, and we're gonna fight. We got to fight this thing. Thank you so much, Debbie, for calling in. Larry in Port Angeles, Washington's on the line. What's up, Larry? What's your comment?
I'm getting to this party a little late this evening, but I've been thinking about this invasion that's coming up from the south, and and I'm curious what you're thinking about this. I can't see how this is not an act of war, by the people that are organizing it and funding it, and the Central American companies and Mexico.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Dude, I'm gonna read this to you. You may have missed this. I'm reading the U.S. Constitution right now. Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion, right? And on application of the legislature or the executive, when the legislature cannot be convened, against what? Against domestic violence. I mean, these people are going to threaten violence at the border, if we don't let them over. I mean, they're already calling for it, okay? This is in our U.S. Constitution. It's the law, dude, as to how we're to respond to this. It's very cut and dry. It has not been amended, and the president has the authority to take care of business. This is an invasion of our country.
I completely agree, and I'm just wondering why, Mexico didn't ask us to go down to their southern border and put a stop to this, thinking that the federales were going to take care of business. This is Mexico sticking it to us. But, where does it all go back to? I mean, I keep reiterating, it's these people in Switzerland sitting around that damn table trying to think of ways of how they're going to screw over every person on the planet. And the Rothschilds come to mind every damn time. You know they got their fingers in this crap.
That's right.
We get so distracted by everything that's going on, you never hear about them.
No, you're absolutely right. And you know who you hear from. You know why? Because they control the mainstream media. They control the mainstream internet. They're molding and shaping and manufacturing consensus for their agenda. You want to hear what their agenda is? You want to hear it? Ready? Watch this.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this on the screen right now, okay? Their agenda is as follows. Hollywood midterms meltdown. This is on Breitbart, okay? No human beings are illegal. And being transgender is the truest form of America's freedom. Okay? That's what they're pushing upon the American populace from a minority view. Okay? They're speaking from a tiny little perch, and I'm going to say that being transgender, okay, is a problem. It's a problem. But guess what? Even when you convert to whatever it is that you want to convert to, let's say you're converting from a male to a female. What are you at that point? You're a female. You know what I mean? You're a male or you're a female. It's one or the other. And if you chose not to procreate and chop off your freaking badonkadonk, that's your freaking choice. But you're a man or a woman, and you're to be treated as such, one way or the other. Don't be some cross-gender, crossover person that wants to go switch bathrooms depending on how you're dressed. That's what they're looking for. They want to go in and freaking be peeping toms and pee next to me, right? What?
Yeah, that is the truth. That's some absolute truth.
That's what they want. They're sexual deviants. They want to take a look at my junk while I'm peeing. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude, I have a job that I won't even tell you what it is, but I get to see the worst of people in their aftermath. And I mean, it's just like a very small percentage, but they ruin it for everybody. They don't give a shit about other people and the respect for other people's property. It's just like, I'm amazed at some of the crap I have to deal with. You know, it's just like, are you people like 12 years old?
Unbelievable. All right, dude. Thank you.
It is. It's absolutely unbelievable.
It is. Thank you so much for calling in, Larry. I appreciate you laughing
Yeah,
at
you guys have a good evening. Love you guys.
You're laughing at me because it's very true. There's always a hidden agenda, and that's what we do here. We expose the truth about, right?
Right.
Yeah, we're exposing the truth. That's what they want. They got a hidden agenda. There's always an agenda behind the scenes. Yes, sir.
Didn't you get the memo? Truth is hate speech, baby.
Yes,
you can't tell people the truth.
Right. Yeah. Oh, and when I call out the political movement known as global Islamic terrorism, they call me Islamophobic. You can't, which is the whole reason why you wrap that whole friggin' terrorism thing in a religion so we can't speak about it. Right? That's how
Somebody
you shut
called
me
me
down.
a jihadist today.
Oh, jeez.
I was called a jihadist today. I've been called Nazi and Adolf.
Dude, they're so out of control here. How many minutes? I only have a few minutes here. Let me go on. Thank you very much, Larry, for calling. Oh, there's a problem playing your video here. It says, hold on, let me redo this because I have to play it. Megyn Kelly defending her blackface Hollywood costumes. Come on, are you going to play it? Here it is. Here it is, right here.
Fired up over Halloween costumes this morning. Have you seen it? I mean, truly, political correctness has gone amok. There are strict rules on what you may and may not wear, issued by someone who thinks they're the boss of you. And joining me now to discuss it is NBC's Jenna Bush Hager and Jacob Soboroff, and a special guest on our panel today, all the way from California. Yes. Television host Melissa Rivers is here. Nice to see everyone. Nice to see everyone. Great to have you. So this is a different kind of fashion policing, Melissa. Halloween is next week, as you know, right? I mean, this year the costume police are cracking down like never before. Take a look at what's...
Her wet swung back hair is so 90s, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just like totally 90s, huh? She thinks she's all mommified. But
I haven't seen her in so long.
She's 95.
Oh, my gosh.
She's not mommified. She's 95. Okay?
Some now say is an offensive costume. You may no longer dress as a cowboy. That's now offensive. Okay, the student union at Kent University in the UK is pushing to ban this along with several other costumes, saying they cause offense, that they're inappropriate. And it goes on to sort of list the things that you're not allowed to dress like Harvey Weinstein.
Okay, but let's be honest.
Fair enough.
Like,
What do you
seriously,
mean?
like, come on.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Yeah, but
that is creepy.
I don't want the University of Kent telling me that I can't do it. You can't. You can't wear anything Mexican-based. No sombrero, no maracas. That's cultural and race-based.
That's more of a spring break thing anyway.
Not okay.
This one left. I've got spring break.
You cannot dress as a Native American. That's apparently been some rule for a long time. You can't dress as a nun. I mean, it's like, isn't the whole purpose of Halloween to dress up and pretend you are something other than yourself?
Listen, I was a little surprised about the cowboy because my girls have both been. They wore the costumes that I wore when I was little living in Texas. And this is the thing. Cowboys do dress like that.
Yeah.
They said they can't dress like that because it's a stereotype. I know some cowboys.
That's a
but
real
we're gonna
the
dress
Cowboys.
Yeah,
I'd be offended if I dressed like a cowboy. It would be okay for people to be offended because
I want to get drunk with Jenna Bush. I
don't think she drinks anymore.
Oh, I feel like having a beer right now.
Remember in her heyday, right?
Yeah.
When she was a young lady out there partying and she kept getting busted by the paparazzi.
Yeah.
Right?
217 area code. Stay with me, okay? What's your first name? Where are you calling from? 217 area code.
Hello.
Hi. What's your first name? Where are you calling from?
Denora, Springfield, Illinois.
Hi, Denora from Springfield, Illinois. Stay right there, okay?
that'd be the nerdiest cowboy of all time.
Well, that would be charming.
Yeah,
But
thank you.
like, I spent time in Wyoming, and that's how they dress.
Yes,
but
totally.
You have to understand, I also come from a family where you're saying you can't dress like a nun. And I remember one year my mom went as a pregnant bride.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like
that. Honestly, good for her.
Yeah,
yeah. I just feel like it's so absurd how who comes up with these rules. And you know what they're saying you can dress at? There's a list of what you can dress
I
as.
don't even want to know. Oh no.
Yes. Letters of the alphabet.
You would be a good
Letters.
J.
Yes. Good J.
No, I said to my team, I said, you know what, Doug and I are going to go together. I'm going to go as F and he can go as U.
Exactly.
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
Give me a break. Give me a little shot.
Your kids might be like, what does FU stand for, Mom?
They'll figure it out.
See, and that is like a page out of how I was raised and how I raised my son.
Right.
So I feel very connected to you with that one.
Right from the beginning, we were soul sisters, Melissa. I don't know. I feel like, there's definitely going to be offense caused on Halloween. By the way, some of 2018's most controversial Halloween costumes are the Handmaid's Tale costume.
Well, because it's a sexy Handmaid's Tale.
Get over it. Wear what you want. You can't dress as Anne Frank, which apparently my team was asking, who chooses Anne Frank as their Halloween
And by the way,
costume?
I want to know what that looks like.
I know.
Like, that's very.
You got the diary, I guess. I guess that's the Anne Frank costume. I don't. It's like
it's a real costume.
Look, freedom of expression. This is not in our country, but freedom of expression is a beautiful thing. So is freedom of speech. It's part of why I like living in the United States of America. If you're going to dress like an idiot, act like an idiot, and actually dress and be racist, then somebody should say something to somebody. But you should still be able to dress like a moron.
But what is racist? Because truly, you do get in trouble if you are a white person who puts on blackface on Halloween, or a black person who puts on whiteface for Halloween. Like back when I was a kid, that was okay as long as you were dressing up as like a character.
If somebody feels like something is offensive to them, then you should say it, and that's fair game. And you should be able to take it if you're going to dress up like that.
Yeah, you got to be able to take it.
Yeah. One of the things they mentioned is people dressing up like Nazis and this. If you think it's offensive, it probably is.
Yep.
And one of my big complaints just about society right now is whatever happened, and I know how you were raised. I don't know how you were raised, but
that's questionable.
Yeah. Whatever happened to just manners and polite society?
Oh my God. See that right there. Right there, I took you all the way to that point. Okay? It's freaking Halloween. Should I say what I was? I was the rudest thing ever. Don't talk about that. I'm not going to talk about it. It was just rude.
Mm-hmm.
Deb said, no, you're going to.
I've seen a lot of, I used to.
It was rude. Would you not say that it was rude? It was obnoxious. It was rude. And I was the talk of the entire zip code.
Yeah.
Okay? I was the talk of the entire zip code. Halloween is about being unique and outrageous. Even if I have to, I never did any gory stuff. I never liked gory stuff. I loved funny stuff. Like, I didn't like the guys with the axe in their head and, with the bloody and the brains hanging out and stuff. I didn't like that stuff. I stayed away from that. It's gory for me.
Yeah.
But it was neat that they did that. And she's talking about being polite on Halloween. What is that? You Marxists have hijacked. They're going to hijack Christmas. I mean, they've already hijacked Christmas, haven't they?
Oh, they have.
They're hijacking Halloween now.
Yeah.
They're hijacking. Denora, I'll let you finish out our show. When the music starts, though, I'm going to have to go real quick. But what's your comment? Why'd you call in?
Yes, I was just listening at the young man that was on a few minutes ago, and I feel the same way he does. First of all, I want to thank you, and thank you, Deb and Pete, there for the awesome job you guys are doing.
Thank you.
I hadn't too long been listening to you, so I'm kind of new with the group. But I heard you here not long ago when they wiped you off of the Facebook thing and all that. It was just terrible. But you weren't the only one. I mean, there was a lot of other people. They be messing with all of us.
A lot of people lost their pages that they have.
Denora, stay close to us. Thank you so much for calling in. I'm going to close out the show as follows. Watch this. You ready? Kirk, $5, no question, just donating. Thank you so much for your support. David Hernandez, $1.99. What did you think about what the Pope called for? What did the Pope call for? The Pope is calling for, what, mass immigration? I would denounce that. He's been calling for some good things lately, like abortion isn't cool and he needs to stop homosexuality because of what it says in the Bible. Angie Smith, $1, thank you. Angie Smith, $1.18. Thank you. Cynthia Delk, no, just look at my posts here. Love Pete and Deb. I thank you for your super chats. I thank you for a great show. I thank you for your calls. I thank you for all of your support. I thank you for letting me tell the truth whether you like it or not. And having the freedom to do that here in the United States of America and joining me to defend our First Amendment rights from here on out, right now. You guys click the links down below in the description box. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, like, comment, subscribe, share, become a belligerent e-militia member. Let's kick the crap out of these Marxists.
Cause I found you.